Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tane Talks. I am your host, Tane, here to talk to you today about Married at First Sight, Season 20, Episode 15. My guest, you guys have asked, is he going to be on this season? Are you going to have Jason this season? Oh, we like Jason. We like when Jason is on your podcast. And you guys know, who am I? Who am I to deny you guys Jason? It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Jason!
Saying, I always love your intros. And yes, people out there, I'm not saying I'm one of them, but people out there may be wondering, it's getting pretty late. We're at episode 15. Jason's still not been on Tane Talks. Where's Jason? I'm not saying I've been wondering why I haven't been on 15. I'm saying other people might have been wondering. But I mean, little known fact, I've been here all along. Okay? And I don't know if you want to pull back the curtain so much, but I've been here the whole time. At the very end of your podcast where it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's me.
You're the worst.
That's me. I've been here the whole time, guys. So don't fret. I've been in your ears on Tane Talks every episode.
He is.
Yeah.
No, you guys know he's all bands. I tell you guys all the time, Perfect Match Podcast, Jason, Asia, all family, all good. It's always like, it's tough to get schedules, guys. Like, it's just been with this drops to getting it in. And like I told Asia, I'm the clown that's doing individual episodes. That's a lot. So,
it's a lot.
But there was no way I was going through a season without having Jason. Like, I mean, it's tradition at this point,
It's tradition. It's a family reunion over here.
Yes.
Happy to be here finally for this season. Finally. Talking about our little show that's become a big show.
Nope. Yes. There you go. Not the little one no more. Everybody knows Married at First Sight.
Mm-hmm.
We prayed for days like this, and I'm like, prayer works. I shouldn't have done that.
Listen, it was, it was all fun when we were the little kids in the little pond, but now we're the little fish in the big pond now. We're the big, I don't know, what are we? We're the big fish in the big pond, but there's still these other little fish.
These other fish. Yeah.
Like, oh, now you want to come in the pond now.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you? When we were in the fish bowl.
They sure won't. They sure won't.
Now that we in the lake, you want to be all up in the lake with us, and try to ease up in on our habitat. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know.
I know exactly. That's how I feel. I'm just like, you weren't there. We had to watch 7 months. Mm-hmm. We had to go through all that. We had to go through, Denver and wearing pink. We had to go through the lots, the trenches,
The trenches with this. And you just all of a sudden coming up like, oh, hey, we're here. We're having fun too. Like, no.
Yeah.
You wasn't here.
Yeah.
We're here in the dog days. Okay. You were here on episode 27 of season, 17. You weren't here. Mm-hmm. We were there. You didn't even know we existed. But it's all good.
I mean, couples cam, the reruns, the spin-offs.
Mm-hmm. The special episodes in the middle of the season.
The unmatchables.
Oh my God. You weren't here. You don't know.
Oh, man. But, we're here. It's fine. It's okay. We are winding down, Jason. It is less than 2 weeks until decision day. But before we get into the episode, guys, I mean, you may have seen it on my stories. I am devastated. Guys, it wasn't even a thought until I guessed it with Asia. And we were like, oh, I can't wait for the reunion. Kevin's going to... Asia's like, are they keeping Kevin? I'm like, take it back. What?
Asia put it in the universe.
It's her fault.
Yeah.
It's her fault. Because it didn't even occur to me, but it makes sense now. Everything else is changing. Why wouldn't they change this? I just did not fathom a world where Kevin was not hosting the reunion. And then I come across an article from Deadline that's like, Paz and Paul are... I think that's what's worse. Mm-hmm. Fine. We were like, oh, are they going to get some well-known person that's going to host a reunion? It is Paz and Paul. This is basically a bonus episode of a therapy session.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. Listen. They came for Keisha at after party, mm-hmm. and I said nothing. Okay? And then they came for Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pia, and I said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But now they come for our guy Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Not Kevin.
We
We riot. Okay, we ride at dawn for Kevin Frazier. Okay, yeah, it's devastating. It really is, because
it really is.
I feel like if Peacock wanted to stay in the good graces of, longtime viewers, they would have
Yeah.
known. Leave Kevin where he is. I
Yes.
think I don't know if is a bigger opinion out there that's shared by most everyone that watches this show to say that Kevin Frazier is a great host of the reunion, right?
Yes.
He keeps people accountable, he holds feet to the fire, he gets sassy with these people when need be, and I don't think the experts are going to do that.
No.
Yes, we have seen the experts get in there and duke it out with some of these people, right?
Yeah.
But they've been in there with them, so they don't have that impartiality that Kevin Frazier will have, right? And
Yeah.
we've kind of already seen these experts have some favorites, right?
Yeah.
And are and are going to let some of these people slide if they feel so inclined in the moment.
Yeah.
So I think it's a big misstep to number one. It's a huge misstep to get rid of Kevin Frazier. Okay,
Yeah.
that's number one. I don't know why you would do that. And then number two, to not have a kind of a third party
A neutral party. Yeah.
host the reunion, because it just feels like we're going to get some of the same that we've gotten
Yeah.
from the whole season. So it feels like a big misstep for the new
It
era of
really
Married at First
does. It does. I think that's where I'm just like, wow, first, okay, we're gonna get Nick. Okay, sure. And then now you're like, we're gonna get like the experts to that's like having Pastor Cal host a reunion of Dr. Pepper. And it's like, what are we doing? Don't you want that, especially for people who also watch like Bravo, like reunion is like the Super Bowl of what everybody comes to air it out. And it's like, it's just same old same. So it's unfortunate, but much like the season, we just got to roll with it, right? There's nothing we can do about it. It's just end of an era. End of an era is all I can say
Yeah, I mean,
about this.
I've enjoyed the new MAFS, right? There have been great things about it.
Hmm.
Um, but as we've said, as you said, as we've said on our podcast, this ain't your mama's MAFS no more. This is like
Shall we?
our baby's grown up, right? For some good, for some bad, our baby's
Yeah,
grown up and is a new person now.
yeah,
And so I guess the exiling of Kevin is like the last last remaining thing for them to be like, nope, we're getting rid of this too. This is also
yeah,
over. So it's just like, oh, everything is changing. Everything is new.
yeah. I just, yeah, I'm gonna get used to it. I don't know when, but I'm gonna get used to it. Let's see how the reunion goes.
Let's
I
see.
always say give grace. Like I've already made up my mind, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We are in the third episode of the last drop, and at this point, everyone we get like a montage of everyone having a good time. We see some people talking with family. We see people talking about are we gonna say yes, and it's just a good time. We'll start with Michelle and Cameron. Like I say, they are always the people I have the least amount of notes about because they've decided this is gonna be smooth sailing. We're not gonna dig deep. I know I've been called a hater, but I'm just Michelle and Cameron. We got to dig deep. Like, yes, I get it. They're the hope, but there's stuff to mine there, and we're just not. We just keep saying they're solid. They're solid. This man has said, "How do we keep the passion alive in 30 years?" Like, I'm morbid. Are you going to be alive in 30 years? Let's focus on
Oh wow.
now. Let's
Damn,
focus
Jane.
on now. Listen, that's how I feel. When I see Game of Thrones and it's like, oh, not coming out in 2032, I'm like, will I be here to see? That's so far away. Sorry, guys, that's how I think. But it's like focus on the here and now. You haven't even made it through the 6 weeks, and we're talking about 30, years down the road. So there's that to mine. And then, like I said, last episode is Michelle going to be a constant reassurer for Cameron? That is a thing,
Yeah,
to think about.
he's not as and it seems like his hesitations come like in a moment's notice of like, hey, like actually all of a sudden I'm not feeling good today. It's like, okay, what's going on? He's like, I think this is too perfect, and there is that thing of like you don't truly know your partner until you face some adversity.
Yes.
And I do wonder if Cameron's worried about that of like, what's that going to be? Like he's a lot of these people are scared of the unknown or scared of
Yeah.
the future. But I think, as Dr. Paul tells us, be in the moment. Are you happy in the moment? Then that's
Yeah.
really matters. Some people will take that lesson a little too far. Um, but I think that's what Cam needs to know too. Like, don't worry about losing the passion later. It's do you have the passion now? Right. And there are preventative measures you can take to keep the passion,
Yeah.
but are you happy now? Then
Yeah.
be happy.
Yes, and I think like we saw why he's afraid of it. It seems like he's prone to these mood swings, and and like I said, not diagnosing anything, but it's just like taking care of his anxiety if there is one, much like how Marissa addressed it, like it's something, to take note of, or for Michelle to know, so that when he comes around, how are we going to handle it, how do we work on that. But in addition to that, we're easily or conveniently forgetting that he's never been in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
That's a thing to probe, like knowing that this is your first, like how do you feel, like is it a lot, do you get overwhelmed, like things like that. Because when he expresses this, I don't think they've ever said, are you feeling overwhelmed because this is the deepest you've ever felt, in a relationship. And I'm just wondering why. And also in the beginning, he said like commitment, just not my thing, boo. And
Yeah.
we're just not addressing that.
I mean, this is probably the most intense relationship experience he's ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
And I do wonder if Cam is someone that is like really an introvert who, coming from an introvert myself, you know, being around people, especially new people, can
Yeah.
drain your battery, can like really take a toll. Even people that are like as sweet seeming as Michelle can kind of take it out of you if you're not used to being around people 24/7 like that. So I do
Yeah.
wonder if that's also part of coming into play, but I also do think there is, some mental health struggles that he may also be dealing
Yeah.
with as well. So there's a
Yeah.
lot going into that. This is a
Yes.
very new experience he's been thrown into, and it's not something he's used to, and that mixed with, occasional melancholy will really throw you for a loop.
So they're meeting her aunt and her uncle, and she says they have a close relationship, and her aunt was one of like her biggest cheerleaders. But there's no explanation as to why they're not meeting her parents. I mean, I understand her dad was not really a fan, but her mom, she was willing to be on camera.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, it's good to see different sides of things, right? I think it's interesting that we hear that the aunt is the most supportive of this out of her
Hmm.
whole family, and we also kind of get the story of, yeah, the aunt did not do things in a conventional way either. So I
Yeah.
think that's an interesting part of the story to say, hey, like you don't have to go down the traditional path people want you to go down. You can
Hmm.
be, you can have this type of love story that we have, which is kind of similar to you guys' love story.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good comparison to make of like, hey, you don't have to go down this conventional route and things can work out really well. So I
Yeah.
appreciated it for what it was.
No, I appreciated it. I think it was just, since everyone's meeting the family, when you're not meeting the actual parents, just like something to talk about it. Like we've had people in the past say, oh, my dad doesn't want to be on camera, oh, this doesn't want to be. And it's just like, I understand why they're meeting the aunt and uncle, but just not saying anything about it was just what I was like, ah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was probably that would have been more interesting. I think than meeting the parents. I think the parents just would have been like, hey, things are great. Like with the whole thing of like this whole relationship is fine. At
Yeah.
least we got something interesting in the aunt and uncle. I'll take that.
Yeah, and like Jason said, her aunt shares how they wanted her to marry another Vietnamese person because her husband is white, and they just went through all this adversity. But look at them now, 30
Hmm.
years later. So that's what he needed. But her uncle asked Cameron what he thinks Michelle's superpower is that he doesn't have, and he says her eternal optimism. So that's nice, yin
I mean,
yang.
yeah, that just kind of radiates out of Michelle. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Michelle to have like a bad day. Like I just kind of want to see what a bad Michelle day looks like.
In a past life, I would be like, you need to know how you fight, you need to go through adversity. But we have Danielle and Bobby from the Dallas season, and they never fought. It was not just there. And sometimes maybe it does happen. So I
Well,
will,
yeah, I
you know,
mean, our best couples in the MAFS past have never. We think of Anthony and Ashley, right? They never had a big fight. Jessica and
mm,
Austin never had a big fight. Um,
hey, she wanted him to not go to work for two
yeah,
weeks and travel. They made that up.
yeah, yeah, nothing crazy. Brian and
Yeah,
Vincent. I mean, our best couples have seemingly never had a fight in
yeah.
their lives, right? In their relationship, which of course, behind the scenes they probably have since the experiment's been over, but apparently they dealt with it well. So Michelle and Cameron are going right on that trajectory of just
Yeah,
like perfect mass couple. Nothing's gone wrong.
yeah.
So yeah, they're just kind of they've been smooth sailing the whole season. They really kind of started, as we said on our podcast, a perfect match. If you never heard of it, me and AJ have always talked about the fact that the faster you go in the beginning, seemingly the harder you fall. Right? Michelle and Cameron had like just the right amount of like movement in their relationship, right? Things were
Mhm.
a tad bit awkward in the beginning, but then things started really well. They didn't dive headfirst into intimacy. They let it get some time. They had important conversations, and now they're just kind of really high fine. And they in no time were our best couple.
Yeah. Um, Part of why I'm looking forward to the reunion is I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop with them. I just want to be proved wrong or right. That's all. Because I'm still not 100% sold on them. I
Really?
have no proof. I have nothing, but I just feel that way. And also, I wanted to mention that someone said that Michelle is Dallas Cowboy cheerleader coded, and that made me laugh so much.
What does that mean?
She's so positive. You know how you have
Well,
to like pageant and just always like, yeah,
yeah,
no,
this
and
is
all that.
fine. Everything's fine.
So there's that. Okay, like I said, it was a good thing. Like, it's good for Cam to see that it is possible. There are people down years down the line, even through adversity, they're still together.
Mhm.
Since that's what he's concerned about. So we move on to Tori and Felipe. They are having one-on-one therapy because if you guys remember the last episode, Paul was like, "This is the last time let me see some of you," and I'm like, "Wait, what? You're just letting them out into the wild, and you're not gonna have one last therapy with them?" But he is meeting with Tori and Felipe, and I don't know if you noticed this, Jason. So you know how at the group therapy session, Paul had the kimono top, the one he yelled
Uh-huh.
at Adam for, and he had leather pants. In this session, it felt like he switched out the respective matching set and he wore a leather jacket and then, I don't know, samurai pants or whatever he was wearing at the bottom.
Listen, I said on our podcast, I know Adam came into that group that group session like, bro, how are we going to talk about what I was wearing and you're wearing this? And I feel like Paul's just like, hey, I'm the expert, you're the participant. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like when you tell your kids something like, all right, yeah, why don't you do that? I'm the adult, you're the
Yeah.
child. That's what matters here. Like,
Mhm.
is that great parenting? Not exactly, but it's just like I'm the expert, you're the participant. We have two different sets of rules. Okay, I can wear what I want because I do this all the time. You're doing it for attention. I'm doing it because this is who I am. Like Paul has hundreds and hundreds of hours of podcasts and television material. He's like, I've always done this. This ain't new to me. Yeah, Adam, you're doing this because you want to be the funny special guy, like the
Mhm.
center of attention. I'm Paul. This is just me. So I would love to hear what he has to say about that. Of like why does it not serious when Adam does it, but it's serious when you do it? I would love to hear his explanation on that.
Because I can. I don't need
Because
to
I
give you a
can,
reason
okay?
because I can.
I said so, okay?
Do you think they're gonna make us have listener questions like they did at after party that one time when
I I would love to hope that Peacock is not as, corny as Lifetime is, in that regard. I don't think they would stoop that low to give us fake viewer questions like Lifetime did.
Hey, we get questions for the Bravo reunions, which is on Peacock, but I think they already filmed the reunion, so
Yeah, they filmed
hopefully.
I think they said they filmed it, like, August 1st or something, so it's already
Mhm.
been filmed and in the can, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's done. All right. So I'm wondering if this is going to be awkward. In case you forgot, Paul had time today for Felipe at the last one, and Paul got my bouquet just because I was so giddy watching that dressing down. It just made me so entertained, so happy, so giddy.
Yeah, and also Felipe's like, "Well, I mean, you're not the one I have to prove to." He's like, "Hey, don't you dare disrespect me!" I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Paul raised his level a couple steps up." He's like, "Don't you
Yeah.
dare disrespect me, Felipe!" Please, whoa, okay, oh my bad,
He
sorry,
said, I am not the one.
I'm not the one. He's like, "You're in a shitty relationship. You gotta step it up, buddy. Can't be half-assing this." It's like, "Oh, okay, Paul. All right, sorry,
Oh,
sorry."
man. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was gonna be awkward, but it wasn't that awkward, and they came there. And Paul starts with, last time things got heated, there was mention of emotional manipulation and what it means. And I'm like, oh, okay, Paul is not apologizing. The last time we Mecca, it started with an apology. Paul is like, nope, I'm not doing anything wrong. I said what I said.
Yeah,
So she says, saying you want other women, because she's explaining what she means by emotional manipulation. And I really like you means like you have me hanging on. And to me, that's manipulative. And Paul asked, do you believe he's saying that with the intent to manipulate you? And she goes, I don't know. I feel emotionally manipulated. That's on you. Don't ask me.
no, okay, but then he goes. Felipe, you
Yeah.
weren't trying to emotionally manipulate her, were you? He's like, no. It's like, see, he was trying to emotionally manipulate, like he would admit if he was trying to emotionally manipulate her.
In
Like,
what world would it be? Well, actually.
yeah, I really was. I was definitely trying to emotionally manipulate her. I'm like, what? And then Paul goes, see. Now, if we thought he was, if he just said he was good, he was emotionally manipulating you, we'd pull you right out of this. I say, okay. So you're trying to like, you're kind of trying to cover your ass here to be like, we would never let him emotionally manipulate you. We care about our participants too much. Don't you be emotionally manipulated? We pull you right out. See, he just said he didn't want to emotionally manipulate you. I was like, okay. Now I do believe Felipe.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he meant to
No.
emotionally manipulate her the way that she's saying he is. I think he did it by accident, which
Yeah,
is like a whole other issue. But
yeah.
I don't think his intent was malicious in what he's saying and doing. He's just an idiot. Like I think that's the most of it.
Yeah, Paul is like he was just speaking his truth, but I'm just like I'm glad like if that was the case they would have pulled them. I wish Paige had this many seasons ago, but we're
Yeah,
past that. We're not living in the past, okay?
yeah,
So Felipe says he recognizes the weight and consequences, and the consequence of is that he's afraid of losing Tori. And Tori says, "Well, I mean, because of everything, I've started to withdraw like emotionally." I'm like, rightfully so.
yeah.
Like he's literally been talking nonsense for days, over and over and over again. Like you married a stranger, and if he's saying that, he's lucky that she's still around. Honestly, we're gonna get there in the dinner party, but I think he's lucky that she's still
Yeah,
around.
and the fact that after all the things he said, he still is in the dark about the fact that, oh, she's mad at
You
me.
feel some type of way,
What?
yeah.
Which I think also I would also put a little bit on Tori saying that she's not being as like we hear her in confessionals, we hear her in selfie cams, kind of letting
Mhm.
it all out. I wish she would let it all out on him because in the conversations they've had, she's been very kind of like I didn't love that, but we've heard her like almost curse him out in confessionals. I wish you would give him sort of that a little bit of that sassiness and that fire to his face, and so
I
he will be rightfully aware that he's in the doghouse at all times.
I'm trying to think. I thought she said to his face, like, "It's not on me. That's on you to figure out. Like, you need to figure that out, and I'm not going to help you." And then when they had that conversation about helping with the dog as well, she was just
Yeah,
like, I don't trust you. Like, I don't trust you with certain things. You know, she's kind of said it, but even on the flip side, if she says, I'm withdrawing emotionally and you haven't noticed, that's a problem.
that's a big problem because I mean, just thinking about that instance from the last episode where he comes bopping in like do things are all good, and she's like, no, things are not good. Like you have no awareness of anyone else beside yourself
Yourself.
to
Mhm.
see how you're making her feel, and it's got to be put to him in plain English by several people. You know,
Yeah.
by Paul, by the people at the group dinner and group session, not group therapy. We can't call it therapy; it's group session, guys. To have people throw it in your face like, "Hey, she's not happy." You, like my guy, like get it through your head. He's like, "Oh, wait, you're not happy? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting." So yeah, he is definitely clueless in the terms of how he's making her feel, and
Yeah.
it's finally starting to set in when it almost might be a little too late. But like I said, she does tell him but she kind of like also is like, "Hey, I'm not like feeling great about this," but in the confession, she's like. This little build a boy, I ain't here to build a boy. I wish you would like kind of I think maybe saying that to him to his face would
Mhm.
get the message a little more clear because I
Yeah.
don't think he's understanding the seriousness of her
Gravity.
concerns. Yeah.
I want to know out there, guys, if you're listening, do you believe Felipe? Because the more we talk about it, I think I'm seeing we just said he wasn't manipulating her, right? But a little part of me is like, well, maybe not maliciously, but maybe he is like just trying to eat his cake and have it. While I figure out my stuff, I'm going to tell her I'm committed, and that keeps her hanging in there, and he thinks that's good enough for him to stay there. So again, the malicious part, it's not because he's trying to be like this mastermind and
Mhm.
control or anything, but more like, I don't know, she's nice. But I mean, Paul says it best. You found something good, but you're wondering if there's something else that's greater. I think in that realm is where I'm like, maybe he's just saying things to keep her, and it is working because she didn't leave.
Yeah, I think part of it is he's an idiot. Okay, I think that's the
Yeah, we
biggest
can
thing.
agree with
I
that.
don't think
Yeah.
he's smart enough to be this like emotional
Yeah.
mastermind where he's doing all these things. He's just a fuckboy who can't get his shit together, right? It's like, and I like how Paul put it as well. He's like, you're definitively trying,
Yeah.
but you're not definitively in. which makes so
Yeah.
much sense. Of like you keep hemming and hawing, and it's not making Tori feel valued in this
Valid.
relationship, which I think is
Yeah.
the perfect way to get it through his head. Of like, look at how look outside yourself, because Felipe is only worried about Felipe and how Felipe
Yeah.
will feel, how Felipe is going to do this. He claims he's looking out for Tori. He claims he's not telling Tori how much he loves her because he doesn't want to get her hopes up, basically. Which is like, no, but in the meantime, you're making her feel isolated and you're making her feel like you don't like her because you're not saying that you do, because you don't want to get her hopes up or whatever. So
Yeah.
he's not taking too much into account of her
Of
experience
her.
and her feeling.
It's a muscle he's never had to use. Guys, this is the guy who cheated and didn't know that he cheated and found out much later. So there's a whole other thing to unpack there. But when Paul asks him if he's trying to close the gap between them, he says yes. And Tori says, I keep hearing I want to, and it's not really I will. Jason, I don't know when I said goddamn out loud because I'm
Yeah.
just like, Tori really, really just clocked him. Like, he thinks he can just say words, but he's dealing with a woman now, a grown woman
Mhm.
at that. So
And
he,
the gulf between these two people of their readiness for this, I think might be the biggest in the season.
yeah,
But then I have to think also about Mecca eventually. Um,
Caitlin and Devin. So yeah,
yeah, but the gulf is pretty big
yes,
because Tori is ready to be a wife now.
now,
Today. She's ready to get her life started. She said that in so many words. And Philippe was like, oh, I don't know. Philippe, like, it seems like for this season, almost every couple has someone that like thinks are like was on too hot to handle. They came
yeah.
here under false pretenses and had no idea they were going to get married. Like, what? We're getting married? What do you mean? Felipe is definitely in that camp of like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready or not. And that kind of annoys me about
Yes.
this season of we have so many people, in the old era of MAFS, right? We have people that thought they were ready for marriage.
Yeah.
The experience proved to them they weren't, but they at least came into this thinking they had their shit together.
Yeah.
There's so many people coming into this going, well, I don't know if I'm ready or not. I didn't know I was ready to be married or not. Like, you're supposed to come in here and think you were ready. But a lot of people are just like, no, I was never ready. I don't know why I even came here. I don't know why I'm on this show. I wasn't
Yeah.
ready. I draw a parallel to like 9 Day Fiance of like the 9 Day Fiance visa is supposed to be for people that know they want to be married to their partner, but they
Yeah.
just are having them come over on the 90-day visa to get wedding preparation to get them acclimated to the U.S. But these people in 9 Day Fiance make it a test of like, we'll take this 90 days to see if we want to be married or not. No, that's not the
Mhm.
point of the show. The point
Yeah.
of the show is you were ready, but you now have these problems because you're in this new situation. But all
Yeah.
these people married at first sight were never ready, and I
No.
don't think they ever thought they were ready. But they threw themselves into this and just were like, well, we'll see what happens. And that kind of goes through like the seriousness of you know the casting process
Yeah.
of this. We can say all we want that people weren't serious in the old era of mass, but this is a new level of unseriousness for some of these people.
It really is. One of the things that I was struggling with, especially when Felipe kept saying like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for marriage. I don't know if I can do this," and I'm like, "You are not legally married. You can just date afterwards."
Yeah,
But then, when Kristen came on, she mentioned like her thoughts is like at the end, if you do say yes, then you have to sign,
yeah, and that's what I'm feeling is happening.
and
I
I
talk
think
about
that's yes.
Yeah, I talk about this on our podcast a little bit. Like, what if they like, had the wedding, had the marriage certificates, like at the very end? What if they actually told us the truth about what's going on? Of like, okay, here we are at decision day. Are you going to sign your marriage license and are we going to file it? Or are you going to
Yeah.
rip it up? Like, they're not going to do so much as to tell us all that, to
Yeah.
tell us these marriages aren't real or aren't legal or not. I kind of wish they did because that'd be kind of fun. Like, are you
Yeah.
to have this moment? Are you going to sign? Or are you going to put it in the shredder? Like, we have a shredder over here for you to shred this marriage license if you want, or you can sign it and we'll file it. And it kind of muddies the waters, really, because
Mhm.
even at the group dinner, they were talking these things about, oh, would you get married to someone if you hadn't had sex?
Yes.
Of like,
Yes.
so are you
Yes.
saying you're not married right now? Is that what you're saying? Like
Exactly.
what's going on here? I wish they would kind of really just be transparent and tell us, like, hey, and I know that they think that would change the show so much
Too
to admit
much.
to
Yeah.
us that they weren't married, but
Yeah.
I think we'd still watch just to be like, are they going to say yes or say no to being married or not?
Yeah, we would, but it just this is where the viewing experience is different because I'm just hearing him whining about do I want to get married and we're supposed to suspend disbelief that you are married, but then it's not, then it becomes what is it? And then it becomes that. So it's unfortunate, but
It
we'll
feels like
see what happens.
they're trying to pull one over on us,
Yes.
which is never a good feeling, right?
Yeah, and no one reality TV watchers, no one wants to know how the sausage is made. We know that, it's a little wonky, there's little stuff, but we don't want to know
Yeah.
explicitly, you know?
It definitely cheapens the experience when you learn about the realities of reality
Yeah.
television producing. Like, I mentioned 90 Day Fiance, like, that experience has, like, kind of
Mm,
almost been ruined for me because I see the seams a little too
yeah.
much now on 90 Day
Mhm.
Fiance, and we're starting to see that here as well on Married at First Sight of like, "Oh, so you guys are just speaking as if you are or not married. We don't know."
Yeah. Um, so Paul is just, saying what Paul says. Like, you don't know definitively if your marriage is going to work out, but what people do know is how they're feeling in the moment, not before. How many percent of people work out marriages work out? How many exactly?
Mhm.
Then blah blah blah. So, Paul doing his thing. So in this moment, he says, I want to be with Tori. I've always wanted to be with Tori. Ever since I met Tori, I wanted to be with her yesterday, today, forever. He says this like five more times throughout the episode, and it's losing power for me because I like
Yeah, I think this was a good lesson that Paul was trying to teach, but I think Felipe took the wrong things
the
from it,
wrong lesson.
right? Because he basically tells Felipe, think about how you feel in the moment, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel right now? He's like, well, right now, I want, I like Tori. I want to be with Tori. Here's the thing. He's telling you not to qualify it. Just
Yeah.
it's just how you feel. Because when you say right
Right
now,
now.
I feel this, this, and this.
Don't
It
ask me
gives that
about tomorrow.
qualifier. Yeah, it gives that qualifier
Yeah.
of it's giving me the out to say, but I
Yeah.
might not feel that way, in the future. The thing was, I think Felipe thinks, oh, I'm not supposed to say what
Yeah.
about next week. But
Yeah.
the right now that I say in the beginning does the same thing as saying, but what about next week?
Next time. Mm-hmm.
Right? You just need to tell her how you're feeling in the moment without qualifying it, without being
Yeah.
like, today I feel this. Just say, hey, I'm really enjoying our time together. I'm really liking you.
Mhm.
And even if you're tripping about it in your head, don't
Mhm.
let that out.
Yeah.
Like, because it really makes her feel insecure, it makes her feel bad. And you do have to be in the moment, but he's taking the wrong lesson from what
Yep.
Paul's.
It's Paul's fault. He said, if you feel the thing, say the thing. No, not all the time.
Say the right thing.
Say the right thing.
Have
Use
that
use a
filter.
filter.
Have
Yeah.
that filter on. That's what you
Mhm.
need to do. And these people that go, "Oh, I'm speaking my truth," right? That I can't be blamed for saying the truth. No one is asking you to. If no one's asking you how you feel about something in the moment, you don't have to spew it out all the time. I tell my child this all the time. Like, you don't have to say the things. You don't have to say all the things.
Yeah.
You can keep some of that inside, and it's telling the truth with tactfulness. I think is
Yeah.
important as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's telling the truth, but also being cognizant of other people's feelings and emotions. That's something that also needs to be learned from a couple of these
Mm,
people.
a couple of these people. So yeah, so I started talking and he's saying all the things. Tori has a blank face to me. It's just blank. There's no emotion, there's nothing. Paul is like, tell her, show her that you're in. Paul is like, your first dinner party, you guys came looking like bliss. I want you to get back there. And then they're like, this is a good session. I really learned a lot from that. And I don't know about you, but what I saw was Tori in her face saying, like, I'm glad you guys got a good resolution. I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm gonna do, but good on you guys. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, I think Tori is trepidatious to be like, okay, he says he's going to get it together, but okay, we'll see. And Paul's big message is live in the moment, which
Mhm.
basically like stop future tripping, stop thinking about the
Yeah.
future, stop thinking about this. And Tori's just like, okay, we'll see, because Tori I think is just very pessimistic that this is going to work. Probably,
Yeah.
well, we'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
I don't got a lot of faith in it.
Can I ask you, did this feel like a make good session to you in like, you know how he went hard on Mecca and then they had a one-on-one session? Then he went hard on Felipe and then now they have a one-on-one session.
Yeah, that's a good question. I do wonder if they have sessions with everybody and they just choose to show some of them or show ones that are pertinent. I do
I mean,
wonder that. Like,
yeah, I do wonder. We'll find out. But also the fact that he said, we'll this the last time we'll see some of you
well,
just feels
I think maybe he meant like Lisa's going to take some people and I'm going to take people.
oh,
Like,
okay.
Paul
Okay.
might not see Adam and Marissa again, right? But Lisa might. So
Yeah.
that might have, because I do remember a time when
Yes.
Adam and Marissa sat with Paul, and Paul said something about what Adam was wearing, but we didn't see that session. So I
Yes, that is true. I thought I missed it, and it's that same damn blue whatever thing that he
yeah,
seems to be wearing again next week.
so
Yes, that's true.
I do think there are some therapy sessions we're just not seeing. Like
Yeah,
we're not seeing them because I mean I guess they've decided they're that none of these episodes are gonna be over an hour, so
yeah,
they can only put some things in the episodes. So
yeah.
yeah, I just wonder if that's it, right?
That's
Like
okay.
there are things happening, we're just not seeing it unless it's pertinent to the narrative, and this is pertinent to the narrative because Paul and Felipe
Paul
had
Felipe
a
has,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know my overactive imagination was like producers like, okay, you kind of went hard on him. Let's just make
Yeah.
everything cool, like no one thinks
I,
that
I
there's
would have
some
I would have to
thing.
imagine there things are structured better than that. Like,
Yeah.
let's have a spontaneous therapy session because you got in a fight with Felipe. I think there's probably a lot more structure to it than that, I would hope.
Hey, they can do a last minute switcheroo. Okay, don't do Paz. You're gonna go to Paul this time,
Hey,
so
that
it's
could
fine.
be, could be.
Okay, so they go on date night. He tells her she doesn't know where they're going, but wear a bikini, but winter wear. I'm like, what could it be? But it's like it's a sauna on the water. I didn't think it was that great. I was like, okay.
I mean, it's a very surface level date. Like I don't know. I think my thing is I don't know what Felipe can do to fix this besides not just saying the dumb shit that comes in his mind. Like I think that's what all he can like. I think this date was supposed to be like, oh, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna take you on this nice date. That's not gonna really fix anything. The way to fix things is not just to say the stupid things that come into your mind.
Yeah. I actually think the only way to fix it is on her end. If she just happens to decide if I'm gonna give you a chance or not and take a leap of faith. There's really nothing he can do. The damage has been done.
I think that the advice Paul gave was good, right? Keep giving her the good stuff, right? Don't say the stupid stuff. Like don't talk about, well, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I think if he refrains from that, Tori can
Mm-hmm.
see that he's thinking about her in the moment and not what can happen later. I think that was good advice. I think if he sticks to that, if he sticks to giving her the good feels, because I mean, she mentioned something about like, I think you don't want to overwhelm me with emotions, but I
Mm-hmm.
want you to give me the emotion. But like what she's not saying is the good emotion, right?
The
I
good,
want you to say the good things, not the I don't know if I'm gonna be with you later. I don't know if because then he also mentions I've always been into you. I just didn't want to say these things and then make you not feel like if I said no that I didn't mean that I didn't mean those things. Like no, that's you have to be effusive in your emotions when you feel them, not
yeah.
the bad ones.
But I kind of think like it is tainted because it's like, so now you're just telling me all the good feels because Paul told you to. Are
Well,
you
yeah,
doing it because it's what you want? So that's why I mean, like, it's just really, do you want to take a leap of faith? Because time is not on their side anymore. It's 2 weeks.
yeah.
So,
It's
and that's what they need is time to see if it's sustainable, if it's going to change, and he's just not being a good boy for the remainder of the 2 weeks. So,
yeah, it's gonna be really tough to bounce back
yeah,
from the hole that he's already dug them into. But
yeah,
like you said, it's gonna be on Tori to figure out like
yeah.
is he is he going to be committed? Is he not? What's it going to be?
Okay.
So it's a tough hole to dig out of for them.
Yeah. He does bring out a framed picture of their wedding, which looked really pretty. But I'm mentioning this because through the episode, a lot of the couples were giving me 1 month anniversary esque,
Yes,
but
and it's around their 1 month anniversary, so it's much like the sex exercises, right? Of like
yes,
we're not gonna have a specific sex talk
yeah,
week, but we are going to give you the same little toys and gadgets for sex week. And it felt like this too. Like I'm sure somewhere there's a framed thing of their vows that they're reading to each other that we just didn't see in the edit, right? So yeah, getting very much to 1 month anniversaries, but
yeah.
they're not making a big deal out of it in the show.
I'm so glad we were spared the intimacy week thing and the fact that the experts don't visit homes anymore. I can just see Paz in the house. Just go and she can curse now and she can say, there's the three V's. So he'll be like, if anyone who watched Friends and Courtney Cox in that episode with Monica, seven, 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 seven. Do you watch Friends? No, you don't, because you
Yeah.
know this. Not well. You watch it, you get it. It'll be too much, and I don't think I can take it. So I'm glad.
Okay.
Yes.
I forget what that's all about.
Oh, you do. Google it. Just
Okay,
Google
I will.
777 Monica.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, let's move to Marissa and Adam. I don't know, we start with them all kissy face. She's like on him, they're kissing each other, and then they sit for dinner and he has his leg on his chair. Her chair. This really bothered me like a lot. It shouldn't, but it did.
I, I'm so sick of him and sick of them. Like, I don't know what's happening here, and I think Adam is, the word performative has been beaten to death
Mm.
in this season, but he just wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be this special Superboy. Look what I'm doing! Isn't this funny? And I think it was super funny in this. I don't even know, were they at a restaurant? Were they at their apartment? I had no idea. Did they have a personal chef come
It
over and
was a
make?
restaurant because I
I
think,
was like,
oh, that's true.
yeah, it looked like they were on their balcony, but then they had a waitress. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Um, but yeah, he just wants to be. I think he thinks he's so funny, and I don't think anyone else is laughing. I don't think anyone else is getting it.
Marissa's laughing. So he's just entertaining her. I mean, when you just said like he just wants to the center of attention, if you ever watch Mad TV, look what I can do.
Oh,
Look at
Stuart,
Stewie.
yeah,
It's always been in a different way. And I don't know what is happening here. And she's also now absorbing his vocabulary because she's like, "Well, I feel like we were full sending it all the way, like when we were in Mexico. But again, his leg is still on her chair. And she keeps rubbing it. I'm like, push it down."
I think something that's interesting about both Marissa and Tori is that they're starting to wake up now, right? It'll be like, at least Marissa now is at least pushing back a little bit, where
Yeah.
he's like, as he's eating his steak with his hands, he's like, "Is anything I'm doing giving you the ick?" Which is probably not even where this came into, because again, when you don't see them saying it with their mouth any given moment, it was probably pulled from another time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I mean, eating with your hands." He's like, "Really? That's giving you the ick?" I think he's like realizing now that she's not into a lot of these things that he's doing. He's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's giving you the ick. Like that's turning." Like she literally says, "It's turning me off." He's like, "It's turning you off." Like he's like, "Oh, I thought I was being funny. I thought you were down with this, but this actually is
Mhm.
not good. Like I thought I was being cool. Like oh, isn't this funny? Beating my hands, but you don't like this. Ooh, yikes!" I could kind of see it in his face, like, "Ooh, I made a miscalculation."
I mean, it was very obvious on her face because when he asked, like, "Is there anything that gives you ick?" Because he was bodying I think it was a T-bone
It was
steak,
T-bone
like
steak.
a handheld. It
Yeah,
just the whole hand just smacking away. You could see her face, just like,
yeah.
"Is this real life right now?" And there was no way even for him to miss that. I was like, "Oh, this might be a problem."
Oh, this isn't funny to
Um,
you. This isn't funny. Oops.
Something that we've been seeing this season is there's a lot of repetition. They've had one conversation. There's a lot of saying the same things over and over again. She's like, "Oh, your intensity for things, for longevity, it's a turn off, like you said." And she's like, "Do you have any reservations?" And he's like, "I don't think I have any reservations, just a mismatch in athletic ability." But she has it. She's just not using it. I'm like, aha. Speaking of, did you see the story that Courtenay posted?
No, what was
She put a
it?
story of it was a clip because I think Kinetic or Peacock or somebody posted a clip of Marissa saying, "I can't play pickleball all the time, yada yada yada." And then Courtney posted a video of herself on the pickleball court playing, and then she had a caption. I X out of it, but it's just what are we doing?
She ain't being allegations of being thirsty for, okay, because it was a little too obvious, and I loved when she was like doing her goodbye tour and was telling Adam like, "Hey, pickleball rematch." He's like, "Huh, you gotta get your training up." She's like, "Oh, like ow." You don't think I'm good enough to be playing pickleball with you? Like she's like, I thought we were match made in pickleball heaven. It's like no,
Mm-mm,
Adam barely
mm-mm.
even knows who you are. He barely,
No,
he
he doesn't. That's
doesn't
the sad
recognize
part.
he barely recognized you were in this process at the same time as him. He's like, "Oh, did we play pickleball together like the other week? Oh yeah, you're here too. Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't realize you're the same person. I just thought you were going to be like one of my pickleball pairs at the court." So that was just so funny how she got like just crashed down from heaven. Like, "Oh, you want to train better? You want to be play pickleball with me?" She's like, "Oh, I thought I
No,
was
you're
your
not good
pickleball
enough.
match made in heaven." Ow. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Cool, 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 cool. Like you could just see the look on her face, like, "Oh,
Like,
he's
oh,
he's not into
okay,
me like I thought he was." Ooh.
cool. Help me here. Did Marissa say adult women don't play sports?
She did, in fact. She did, in fact. Well, when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, Asia," my co-host on a Perfect Match podcast, if you didn't know, is not going to be happy because she's a the W fan of for those that follow WNBA. She loves women's sports. She loves women athletes. So she is not going to be happy. And that for her to say that is just so wild. Like it almost gives Courtney not being aware of things in the world.
I couldn't even come up with a what she was trying to say was. I just no way around
No,
this.
no, I don't think she takes women's sports seriously. I don't think she sees it as a thing. I think she was dead ass serious. Adult women don't play sports. But this is from a woman whose hobbies include
Napping.
going to restaurants and napping. Those are the things that she's like into. So I just don't think she is like very into things. And so that does make sense that that would be an opinion of hers. Like adult women don't play sports; they go out and drink. They go out and go to restaurants and bars. I'm like, oh, okay, how unaware you are.
Mm. Well, he says her not liking the stuff doesn't make him like her less. And in a confessional, he does say that he wants her to be his forever person, and he is still 110% still in the process, but he's worried because they have a lot of work to do. He asked her what she would need to say yes, and she's like, seeing if you can meet me in the middle. You say that, but then you run all the way to the end so he doesn't have to meet you in the middle.
Yeah, and I just wonder, like, do they have any other conversations about anything other than pickleball, the gym, jet skis? Because that's been their whole storyline, the whole season. I'm like
Yeah,
a little tired of the spinning record of
finish it
the
over.
same thing
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
For some odd reason, I still don't think these people are a definite no. I kind of think,
Listen, I don't think they have as big a hurdle as a lot of the other couples have.
hmm
I think that this whole, she doesn't play pickleball enough, blah 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 blah, I think can be worked out, can be, compromised upon, especially
yeah,
if she is, because she keeps like insisting to us that she's not her 23-year-old self and she's not going to mold herself into what her partner wants. But I'm not really getting the proof of that.
yeah,
Right, like she's
she is.
doing more and more things to mold herself to him. She's willing to go to the gym more, she's willing to practice her pickleball for him, as we're going to hear later. But just like, I don't know, I listen, as far as they're not in the most trouble like of
Yeah,
these other couples, I think they're, in terms of is this going to work out, I think I'd actually put them like higher than most of these couples.
yeah. I don't think they're long term, but I think they could date for at least 6 months,
Mhm.
something like that. Okay, I'll take a quick break and I'll be right back. All right, we're back to talk about Nikki and Shawn. I find myself agreeing with everybody else that they had a conversation, they're trying to make nice in public, but then when everybody comes for them, I get mad. Like, don't do it. But I'm getting ahead of myself in this place because, like we said, 1 month anniversary, but we're not saying it. They go to a wine and chocolate place, and she's just really impressed that he found it. Like, how did you know about this? Tell me about it. You don't know anything about this. You did. She really liked like two of her favorite things. And, I think that Shawn does too much all the time because he took the wine and gargled it like it was mouthwash because Shawn is never just Shawn. Shawn wants to prove that he's all of the things and the best. My last name is not enough. I have to tell you that I'm the best. You're supposed to just swirl it lightly in your mouth, not all the way. Nikki's like, did you just gargle it?
Listen, Shawn watches too much TV because that's what people on sitcoms do. Right? They're like I'm trying to taste the bouquet. Of course, he claims that's what he learned at a winery. But I don't know. He of course he has to try and out bougie her because he
you know.
saw her apartment. Was like, oh, I know bougie, or I've seen bougie, or I can be just as bougie. Watch, I'll gargle my wine. So yeah, he definitely does too. And with the open shirt as well. Like, sir, we are in public. Okay. Like, I know you
Mm,
like to be out there with your
yeah,
chest meat,
he
but
doesn't care.
we're not in public, sir. Button it up.
He decides to play a game. And it was like, instead of describing the wine, describe something in your life, with whatever it is that you taste. And Nikki's saying that peppermint patty was her favorite candy as a kid. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know about favorite. I can definitely take down a York
That's
peppermint patty.
crazy.
I can definitely take one down. But to say a favorite, that's like unimaginative, right? Like there's so many better concoctions of candy out there. Like,
Yes.
there's Twix. There's like, there's crunch
Snickers.
bars,
I don't know,
Snickers.
something.
There's so many other things out there. You just haven't lived. Peppermint patty. Oh, okay.
Yorks?
I
Oof.
like a peppermint patty, but my favorite. I won't go that far.
Everything with Shawn has to be physical. He's like, yeah, let's do a lady in the tramp moment. And she does, because she does indulge him. But
Nick,
she says, oh, go ahead.
Nikki, give the Emmy, the Oscar, whatever you want to Nikki, because in these moments, like the way she talks about it
Yes.
so eloquently and
Yeah.
great. But then you see those moments where he goes, where he puts the thing in his mouth, and he's like, "Let's Lady in the Tramp this." And you just see a look on her face of like,
Ugh,
"Oh,
again, I have to
gotta
do this.
gotta
Ugh.
do this." Okay, go ahead. And you just see those moments like right before she's like, "Oh, get yourself together. Okay, you can
Yeah.
do this." And the look on her face as it's happening, like, okay, yeah, right there. I see it. I see you, Nikki. I see you. You're acting in all these other moments, but I see the look on your face. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this with this man again. Oh,
I
you
mean,
see it.
she said the date was great. I see the words coming out of Nikki's mouth. I want to believe them. I still don't believe them. But then I was like, but she won't lie,
She
would she?
does. She will lie. She's lying. She's outside. They're like, I can see us having so many more nights like this. This is
Wink,
a
wink,
great
wink.
date. While she's blinking in Morse code, somebody help me, please get me off of this show. It's like I can see this lasting for a long time. I'm so happy with Shawn. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, sure.
I mean, she said it was chef's kiss, but then we get security cam, and when we get a security cam with Shawn and Nikki,
You don't know what's about to happen. You don't know
you
what's gonna
know
come.
what am I getting in this box of chocolates? Well, they're in those damn robes. I'm sick of seeing them in those robes.
Look at it.
And she's at the counter with him just hovering and dancing all over her and rubbing her shoulders. I'm like, give her space.
It's 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 so uncomfortable
Like,
because you just get this feeling of he's
yes.
like a sex pest and like she's just trying to live and he's just like rubbing all up on her and doing all this and she probably is at the counter like, okay, there's a camera to my right. I know this. Because notice all these moments are in that exact
Exact
same
same
spot.
spot.
She's like, let me get over here to the camera so people can see that I am trying, that I am, I and it feels bad because that group session from the previous episode really felt like they were putting pressure on Nikki, right? It felt
Okay.
it felt very pressury.
Hold that thought, Jason, because I after this happened, I want to bring that back and then put those two together because I feel stupid, but okay. I'm with you though. So they're hovering, he's hovering, dancing, and then we see them kiss. He's grabbing her ass, all of that. And then they head on into the bedroom. And then my caption said kissing noises. I'm like, okay, I'm assuming we're just kissing on the lips, the
Uh,
face lips. And then
not the facelips.
I mean, and then afterwards, we see this motherfucker come out, robe untied, just
Swinging,
wee, free willy. Let me
swinging.
tell you,
He is
area all
swinging.
pixelated. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and he's singing, "Ooh, we are one." I can never
Oh,
unsee that, Jason. I can
never unsee it.
never unsee that.
And he knew what he was doing. He just like Nikki knows where the cameras are, Shawn knows where the cameras are. He's like, let me put it out there. Let me show y'all that this is where we at now. We out here. The robes are no longer tied up. We out here swinging and going, we are one. Like, okay. Yeah,
Like in case she tries to deny, remember she
yeah,
took me down with food in her mouth? This happened.
exactly.
Get it
Exactly.
on camera. So Nikki says, I'm not going to go into specifics, but we took a step to explore more sexual intimacy. It wasn't sex, but it was a sexual encounter that was more of a physical flavor. What the, like, okay. And then he says they went way beyond what they planned and lasted longer than he thought. And,
So
and it was a good advancement in the right direction. He's doing this confessional in the robe. I'm like, it can't be the same night. It was a security cam, right?
yeah. No, well, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Okay. A producer was like, "Oh, we gotta talk
he
now."
called production. It was like, "Hey, y'all got better get over here because some shit just went down. You guys better get over here because we just had a moment." Okay, um, like, and so what? So Asian refused to talk to you about this. What do we think this was?
Okay, hold on. The next morning, they're all smiles, they're kissing. Nikki says, "We are sexually compatible."
Mhm.
This is where I'm like, I went, at first, I'm like, I can't with these two. I don't know what it is. But in the same breath, she's like, emotional connection leads to romantic love. And I'm like, this is the true whiplash. I don't know what I want to tackle first. The last episode where she was uncomfortable to getting here.
Mhm.
But what I think it was, Shawn has good tongue game.
Okay.
Because if you didn't have sex, but you're sexually compatible, what else?
I mean, so obviously it was not full on
Yes.
penetrative sex. Okay,
Yes.
we know that. Was it? Did they service each other?
69. Remember their
Yeah,
favorite
yeah,
number? Yes.
yeah. So do we? I mean, do we think
I
it's
think it's
that?
69.
Do we think there was some hand action and not mouth action?
They're way past hand action.
Okay, I mean, listen.
I think it was a 69 situation.
Okay, all right. And do we
And
think? And this is it's tough. It's a tough subject to tackle because it's like, do we think Nikki was all the way in on this?
because that's why I wanted to say she said we are sexually compatible. I think yes.
But I
Because
can't. I don't
okay,
trust things that Nikki says.
Nikki
I'm just
said
gonna say that. I think I think Nikki's trying to keep it cute for the cameras. I really do.
she didn't have to go that far. She could have just said it
She
was
didn't.
nice. I
But
enjoyed it. She
but
didn't have
here's
to
the
say we're sexually compatible.
but here's the thing. Well, she's gonna say that to make things look good. But I think with the previous counseling session in the group, where
Yes.
there she was, it really kind of felt like the experts were almost pressuring her
Yes.
into going more forward with Shawn.
Yes.
Both in the intimacy aspect and the family aspect of
Yes.
like, because you notice while they were like talking about, well, we got to do community and intimacy, those are two
Yeah.
things you need to work on. Nikki's like, all right, done, cool, because I think Nikki overall wants to make it feel like she's trying,
Yeah.
she's progressing, she wants to move forward. She's like, all right, to get everyone off my back, I will have him meet my mother, I will go further into the intimacy than we have been. And I think to shut him up, most certainly, for him to stop talking to the group about the fact that she's refusing to
Mhm.
progress, she's doing all this and that. She's like, all right, let me give him something so that he shuts the hell up about
Oh
this.
no, don't say that.
I
I
don't want it
just
to be
yeah, I know. I don't want to think also that she would do what she doesn't want to do, but it's very hard to ignore. I actually put this on threads. I was like, I'm very disappointed with how the experts handled that session. It really felt like passive coercion to me. And she looked so uncomfortable. But then this happens, and I said, I sound stupid now. I'm all, "Ugh," and she's all, we're sexually compatible. And they had fun or whatever. But I don't think she would do I'm hoping
yeah,
what
I
she
don't know.
does. Am I hoping or oh God. No, take it back, Jason.
Listen, maybe we had some nice liquor. They got loosened up. She's like, all right,
Loose.
fine, why not? Let me break him off something. So he shuts up. I don't know if it was kind of like, I don't want it to be like devious or like something
Yeah.
terrible. Maybe she's like, all right, let me get my like my cups a little bit. See if that loosens me up a little bit. Maybe she figured out, hey, let's try it. See if it unlocks something. And
Like Haley and Jake.
yeah, exactly. Like, from season 12. So it's like maybe she was trying it to see. And now she's saying, "Hey, yes, great." But and the fact that the other couples are seeing it too, like in
Yeah.
person, gives me a little more confidence in like she's kind of going along to get along. Um, yeah.
The
So I don't know.
the the other 1% is what I've been saying all season, it's just really 1% is they could work, right? And maybe there are things, but she's fighting the resistance because she's like, my person cannot come in this package. And she's just like, I would not accept it. And then she's trying to do this to say, okay, if she did what you said to go along to get along, and she's like, wait, he is pretty good though.
Hey, I mean, listen,
There's that. That's my 1% on that. But oh God,
yeah,
these
it's
people.
And she keeps saying things like, "I'm trying to get past the lack of physical interaction." So she still does not find him physically attractive. He has not.
That's the part. I don't want
Yeah.
it to come. I want to walk in the room and people who don't know me are like, "Oh, that's her man." That's the part she's struggling with.
Yeah, she still can't. He still has not grown on her in that way,
Yes,
so
in
that she
that
can be
way.
like, so the physical attraction has like gotten better and deeper. Because I do feel like physical attraction can grow, right? So listen, we all cite Jamie and Doug as like
They're the
that
only
example.
example.
Yes,
We
true.
have never had another one, and that's the only reason why I want someone to come out of this. I was telling Asia last episode, I was like, I just want somebody to be the second person. We cannot have them as the only example in 20
Yeah.
seasons.
Yes, but I Nikki perplexes me because I really do feel like she's performing in a lot of this, and she's like,
Oof.
because these moments, like when they were badgering her at the group session, you could see how uncomfortable she was, and
Yes.
how like, oh, now I feel like I have to do more because I'm getting
No, I hope
scolded
not.
in the group session. So I just wonder if that's it. I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, he has been just hovering over her, just rubbing her
Yeah,
shoulder. She always feels like just give me space or something. Because even the next morning, he's there again. They're making out. She's like, "Oh, are you happy to see me?" I mean, I guess he had a banana in his pocket, or he was just happy to
listen.
see her.
She knows
But
where that camera's at. She's like, come over here. If you're gonna do this, you gotta do it on the security camera so people can see that I'm trying. And it's so funny because I think it was the last episode where they were also kissing on the security camera, and like he leaves to go into the bedroom, and you just see her lingering there for a second. It's just kind of like,
is this my life?
all right, we're,
I'll,
we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Like I can't help but think about that because
yeah,
it's almost always seen from the her vantage. We never see
which
her
point?
face for some reason. She's just like,
A
all
lot
right,
of their scenes are the security cam. It's not actual. There's just security cam. So this poor lady, I can't wait to see what she says. She better just speak her truth and be free.
truth, speak the truth. I feel that she won't because she wants to project this like image, but I don't know.
Mm. Caitlin and Devin, they're going to her dad's favorite restaurant to see her dad. Y'all forgot her dad, or do you remember her dad, the other attention seeking fella?
Yeah, like this guy. Does he own a stake in this restaurant? Because he has the hat on from the restaurant. Like what is happening? She goes, "It's my dad's favorite restaurant." They get in there, and he's got a hat on from the restaurant. I'm like,
I didn't notice that.
what is going on?
Devin asked him what he needs to know about her, and he was like, "You just have to be chill, mentally in tune with her, and let her be her. When she's in a bad mood, just be like, let's go get a coffee, let's go walk. Don't let her stay in that spot." I'm like, you should kind of regulate too. Like, it's not
Listen,
his
Devin,
job.
she can't regulate her emotions, so you're gonna have to do that for her.
Yeah. She brings up again, you guys, the repetition. He's so self-aware, it's painful. He takes the points from me. I can't say, okay, we get it. Editors next season, let's try and put new stuff. I don't know, so we can get to know more about them. She says that they are working on her knowing or learning things that normal people would know, like, letting him know when she leaves the house. What the fuck?
It's wild, bro. Like you just dip out and not even be like, "All right, I'm leaving. See you later. Like have a nice day," or just some type of like departure message of like, "See you later," like
That's
something.
crazy.
You just imagine being in your house and just hearing your door go, like, did they leave?
Did she leave?
Like, are they are they coming back? Like, are they just leave? No, just left for the day. Like, I've been talking about on podcast. Like, I leave early in the morning, but every morning, with my wife dead ass asleep, I kiss her goodbye. Say, all
Mhm.
right, bye. She routinely accuses me of not kissing her goodbye because she's dead ass asleep, doesn't feel it, but I do it every day. Right? That's just a like comforting thing when you're
Yeah,
leaving the house to be like,
yeah.
hey, like, see you later. Have a good day, even though you don't hear me. It's just like, I don't know, like just the fact that you don't care enough to even check in, see your partner. It's just like, do you just not vibe with him at all?
I just everything about it is concerning because she's just like she doesn't think it's a thing to do, and she's had partners in the past.
Yeah, we've been saying all season that it's not a bad thing to have a slow pace. It is a bad thing to have a slow pace and do this show because you need to be able to move at a faster pace. is it as fast? And that's the problem. They both have these extreme versions of pace. Devin's is pretty high because he wanted what Marissa and Adam were doing on the honeymoon, which I think
Mhm.
if we were with Caitlin on the honeymoon, like, hey, yeah, that might be a little too fast to be tonguing each other down, to be doing all these things. But we're 5 weeks in. You should be you should be at a much faster pace than this. And I do think part of his pressure in the beginning kind of pushed her away a little bit as well in the intimacy piece.
I get it. I also feel Caitlyn catfished us on the wedding day. I'm sorry. That switch up,
Yes.
I'm still not over that switch up because if you're a slow burn, you do what Belgelie did. Give me a kiss on your cheek. But no, it was a full, she was all up in there. They were dancing. So I don't,
The vibes were
this
full
is
send on
crazy.
the
Yeah.
wedding day.
Oh,
And,
Jason, please.
now we're fully cooked.
I
You know
will
what I
cook
mean?
you. Torched.
Torched, bruh. Torched. Um, but yeah, I think with his insistence, and I think also the fact that again, I have to kind of take the experts to task a little bit. They were so effusive in their praise of Devin in the beginning. Oh, you're the most committed person here. Of like, I think they didn't help with
Yeah.
blowing up Devin's ego and
Yeah.
blowing up the situation of like, Devin, Kate doesn't deserve you. And we'll talk about Dr. Lisa and Devin in a second because I'm like, what? I'm side eyeing Dr. Lisa. Of like, you're a little too into Devin. Like you're a
Not
little.
Mecca? Add Mecca to the list. She like us
Mm,
some Mecca
I'm
too.
like, Dr. Lisa, I'm side eyeing you with Devin. Listen. Let's not talk about Jonathan and Dr. Molly. I feel like I'm feeling some of those vibes of
Dr.
like,
Jessica, you mean?
what did I say? Oh, Dr. Molly.
Molly
Dr. Molly was the wife for
was
Jonathan.
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica and Jonathan. I'm looking at y'all. I'm like, I'm looking at you, Doctor, because everything she says about Devin is like, yeah, Devin's right. Devin's right. Devin's correct. She's terrible. I'm like, wow. So
Well, the first session they had, she was on Caitlyn's side to the point where I was like, did they tell her to go easy so she wouldn't leave? Where Devin was like, oh, I just want her to do this. And Paz is like, you just met her, dude. I'm like, married at first sight? You missed that part?
yeah,
Doesn't matter. But yeah,
yeah, but ever since then,
ever since then.
she's been all about Devin. So,
Yeah.
and I do think that like in the group session where they're like, "Oh, Devin, you're the most committed person." I think that blew up his ego a lot, and now he's feeling justified and being like, "You're not going fast enough for me," and so I think that has pushed her away.
Yeah.
And also pair that with the blind sides multiple times on
Yeah.
Devin's part. The whole drunken night at Courtney's birthday party of it all. I think people are a little too hard on Caitlyn. I find myself siding with Caitlyn more than most people. I
Oh,
think,
interesting.
yeah, because I think with all the things that Devin has done, she is definitely a little gun shy.
Yeah.
Um, and also she's talked so many times about past relationships, how toxic they were.
Yeah.
Now, was this married at first sight the right thing for Caitlyn to do? No,
No.
she never should have been on this show.
No.
She does not move at the pace that she need to move at to be on Married at First Sight. Full stop.
Yeah, they paired her with someone who's intense. Like he's quite like they're different kinds of intensity. Adam is intense with the pickleball. Devin is intense with like I want my fairy tale. I want this to happen. But then they paired him with someone who's a slow burn.
Yeah.
And she reminds me of Karen from the New Orleans season actually.
Yes, yeah,
And
for sure.
Miles.
It was at an extremely slow pace, and pair it with someone that does not take that long to get into a comfortable space with
Yeah,
affection and with emotion. Devin gets there very fast, and she gets there very slow.
very
And I think if
slow.
you had paired her with a Nick, right? And I think we would say pair anyone with a Nick because Nick is such a
Blank
blank
slate.
slate. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's such a nothing that I think he would probably get along with most people,
Yes.
right? And so I think that's what Caitlyn needs. She needs someone that's going to not push too much, not will really respect boundaries so much as to be like, well, okay, you dictate the pace. I'm going to move at your pace, as long as you're not mean to me, like Courtney was to Nick. I think you'll be
But I gotta tell you, some of the things that come out of Caitlin's mouth, like just the, oh, I gotta tell you I'm leaving. Like, well, maybe we don't cuddle. Can I put my leg on your I'm just like
that's crazy. Like
that's a lot. That yeah.
pillow barriers. 4 weeks
Yeah.
in, that's
That's
crazy.
yes, it's a
That's
lot.
like that's part of what shows that you were not destined for this at
Yeah.
all. Like if you can't if you like it feels weird to say if you can't sleep in a bed with a virtual stranger and cuddle, two
Don't
three
sign up.
weeks in, this
Yeah.
ain't for you.
It
If
ain't for
that's not your
you.
vibe, this ain't for you. Okay, that's okay, and it's okay, and it's not for you. Just realize before you sign up for this what it
It is.
entails.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She does mention that, oh, he went to the Taylor Swift movie with me last night. You guys, Taylor Swift is her whole personality. It's not her whole personality, but it is. And I'm not gonna say anything more before I get any more comments, but
Oh,
it is what it is. Um listen, I'm not bashing her for liking Taylor Swift. It's just like she makes it like a whole, thing. What was it? The album just came out. Oh, I just saw that. And
and
it's just like
and
it
remind
gives
me,
me
how
a
old is
glimpse.
how old is Caitlin? Caitlin,
28, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
But it gives me a glimpse into an idea of who she is. She's not
yeah.
it's not unique. There's a lot of
I
people who are
know,
like her who
I know.
just, everything she says is gospel, but it just gives me a glimpse into who Caitlyn is. But also giving grace, maybe that is her outlet. That is what makes her that in Harry Potter and, for all the things that she's been through. So, but
Sure.
again, it gives me an idea of the kind of person that she is. Caitlyn does say that Devin is good with people and watching him with her dad is a huge plus and it's just so fun to watch. And honestly, you could hear the "That's my man" in her voice. Like, that's
Mhm.
Devin.
Yeah, and it really the trajectory they took this drop really surprised me.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get me though. Like no, it's still a no. Like it's not gonna. And they talked in this meeting with the dad about like he's giving this like whole monologue about I go out to the store with your mother and I want to shoot myself in the head. Like what is with you people
And
and
she
shooting yourself in the head? Like what is this? Like I don't think I've heard that in the last like 5 years as much as I've heard it on Married at First
Mhm,
Sight this season. And even
mhm.
even those two, Devin and Caitlin, go, they do the pantomiming of the gun to the
Yeah,
head. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? And
they
but
didn't
he
edit it out, is the surprising thing to
yeah.
me.
He goes, I'm with your mother at the store and I want to shoot myself in the head. Like I would never quantify that like going out with my wife to do something, even if I don't like it that much, is I want to commit suicide so badly to like I know it was a very like, exaggerated moment
Sensitive,
for
yeah,
him. But and they were talking about the fact that you have to sacrifice things for your
yep,
partner, which in a way, yes, is true.
mhm,
But I think the problem with Caitlin and Devin is to make this work, they would have to sacrifice so much of
yeah,
themselves. And I think that's a problem with a lot of these people on this season. If they want to make this particular relationship work, they basically have to change who they are entirely, which is like I don't think is the recipe for success for a
yeah,
marriage. I think Paul, as Paul was talking to, was it Caitlin? It might have been Caitlin, right? Like Caitlin and Devin, like, hey, like yes, you want to change for your partner, but you don't want to lose yourself
lose
while
yourself.
doing that. And I think for Caitlin and Devin to be successful, they would both have to sacrifice too much, either one way or the other, because at their core, they're two different people with two different
Opposite
love
sides of the
styles.
spectrum.
Yeah,
Mhm,
like Devin's an affectionate. I mean, listen, Caitlin said it the best early in the season. She's a black cat. He's a golden retriever. They're two very different energies. I
yeah,
just don't think those energies, as much as you want to say, I'm gonna change myself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. It's not. You're never really gonna change the core of who you are
who
in
you
that
are.
way. So I just for that reason, I just don't think it will ever actually work.
Yeah, I agree. We got our last dinner, apparently.
Ooh, buddy.
Into the last dinner where all of the things happen. So everyone's talking about it. Michelle and Cameron are gloating about it and saying they don't see it for a lot of these couples. And if you want to just like bullshit us, please spare us. And this is what I hate about it all. Like, like I said a couple of episodes ago, I gave Michelle my ashes because of this. Like, stop. Like, I get they're encouraging it here, but you of all people know how difficult this is. We get to talk shit about them. It's what we do. It's fine. But you know about it. You're in there. They're allegedly your friends. Like, I don't know. It just don't think you're better. You got shit too that stink.
Yeah, and I think overall with this group dinner, it shows it shows the issue of this style of things, right? And
Yeah.
the people they cast and the people that they cast what they're willing to do. Because I do feel like in all the other seasons of Married at First Sight, everyone's been pretty much supportive of each other, right? There's not a
Hmm.
whole lot of calling out in these group dinners in the past. And it just feels like the product that they want to put out now, Married at First Sight, is we want people that are going to go in. We want people that are going to be combative with each other. That's what we want. Where in the past, it's felt like we're here, we're a family, we're together, we're all in this together. And this dinner kind of illustrated the fact that no, we it's me against you, it's us against us, it's this person against this person. And I don't know if I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's here to stay. Like I said, this is very obviously encouraged by producers. Like, make sure you talk about everything. Make sure you call him out. If it doesn't sit right with you, have a conversation about it. So, and
Yeah,
they're leaning heavily into
heavily.
it. Um, Cam is like, that's what he's gonna say at the dinner. If you don't want to speak your truth, fine, but you will look back and regret it. We do get first mention of a couples retreat. I can't remember who said it, but this is happening next weekend. Those are usually enjoyable. I am looking forward to it. Mecca and Jolie walk in, and instead of this man to just get his hair braided, he's just showing us his beanie collection. Like, I don't, at this point, I don't think, I'm hoping he gets it braided for decision day, but I'm not gonna have my hopes up because this is crazy. Paz gets excited. Her sorry, I'm reading my notes. I said Paz gets excited. Her boo Mecca has walked in, and she's like, "Oh my god, they look so connected."
Oh
She
god.
gets so excited anytime Mecca comes in. And Adam jokes like with Felipe, like, "Oh, did you make up with Paul? Like, are you fine? Like, I was just wondering." And then Felipe was like, "I don't know, was I being disrespectful?" And I mean, that was a conversation that we had. I went back and forth and I kind of saw like he was being disrespectful because at first I didn't think he was. I
Yeah,
think he was being
I
disrespectful.
didn't think he was either. I don't think the energy matched,
The
right?
energy didn't match for
What
sure.
Felipe said and what Paul returned, they weren't really matching to me. I was like,
The
"Whoa,
volley
okay,
was
Paul."
hard.
Yeah. Like, damn, Paul, all right? Jeez.
So it was hilarious when Nikki and Shawn walk in. Paul is like, they look like they're working. It's good. No one is buying anything that they're selling, and it's just
Uh,
sad.
it's
When
sad.
you think you're doing such a good job, and okay, we're getting away with this, and it's like, nah, everyone's talking about you behind your back.
Everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. But here's the thing about Nikki and Shawn. I think Nikki is acting. Shawn thinks this is a thing. Shawn thinks he's doing something here, and I'm really curious about what this decision day looks like.
Yeah,
Now,
I think someone's gonna curse somebody out.
interestingly enough, I don't think I've seen a Nikki and Shawn, decision day moment in the previews, right? Or am I tripping?
There might be. I don't remember anyone except Felipe. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like I've seen Felipe and Tori. I've seen Cam and Michelle. I've seen Adam and Marissa. I'm trying
Oh,
to think if I've seen
okay.
anybody else. That's
I don't
interesting.
remember.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I do wonder if it's going to be a yes from Shawn and a no from Nikki. The last one she drops the charade, she's like, oh, I'm so excited to be out of this. It's a no for me, dog. I'm out of here. See you later.
And then Sean's gonna try to be mature and be like, "That's unfortunate. I really feel we had something here." And then what always happens? He loses the mask and just like, "But I know she's not gonna do better than me. I promise you that." So, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, it's time for dinner, and Michelle is like, "It's time for dinner, so that means it's time to gossip." And the experts are all like, "She has no drama. They're so solid that this must be a breeze for them." And I'm like, are they watching what I'm watching? I just, okay, fine. Marissa says it's a short amount of time because they start with them to know if they can compromise. Adam says, like, he's working on being less intense and focusing on what she likes. What?
By making her do push-ups on a
What?
on a hot tub boat.
Yeah. So they ask him what he has to do to get a hell yes on decision day, and she's like, "Oh, to be less intense and to not play pickleball." And then she's like, the compromise is like they're gonna work out. She's gonna work out with him a couple of days, and I'm like, what? That's not a compromise. She don't want to do it at all.
Well, if she doesn't want to do it at all, he wants to do it 7 days a week. She's going to do it a few days a week. That's a compromise. What do you mean?
A one-sided compromise.
How's that one sided? That's a compromise, right?
No, because she wants zero, so it should be like 2 hours. That's a compromise.
Uh,
Because he still gets some kind of thing out of it, but that's for
yeah,
them to figure out. So he says they're gonna give it their best shot and they're gonna see. And Paul is like, that's good. She's opening up. I mean, okay.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
Nikki asked again, why is it so important? And he's like, well, I had a girlfriend and it was ideal and optimal. Again, the repetition.
Talk
We've
about
heard
right, yeah.
this
Talk about repetition. This was the
over
exact
and over.
verbiage of the dinner from
Yes.
before. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you
And
do
they
that?
tend to say the same things like in confessionals and they say it in the scene. And I'm like, which came first? Did they just say what you said that last time? Say it again. So, anyways, Caitlin said some of the successful relationships that she's seen that they aren't aligned on hobbies. And he was like, well, you should have met my ex-girlfriend then. I'm like,
You
oh,
can't keep teasing us with this ex girlfriend and not explain why it didn't
why
work
you broke
out.
up.
Why, like, what happened here? Are you yearning for this person? Like, because
Yeah.
it sure sounds like it, but why didn't it work out? And we need to know that. Someone should have asked that already.
By now, since we're repeating, we
Yeah,
should have by now.
yeah.
Paz was like, "Oh, I hate that. I hate the comparison to exes." I was like, "Yeah, we all do." Shawn asked if his parents talk like he does, and I said, "Wait, what?
Ooh,
Them fighting words?"
ooh. I said, what? Now, see, this is nothing. This is nothing about relationships. This is nothing about anything. This is Shawn being like, "Why do you talk so stupid?" Like, it's like, wow, okay, Shawn. But I mean, listen, Shawn, he got ate though with this. I was like, I mean,
I mean, little did we know there was more to come. Let me call myself out though, because last episode I was telling Asia, like I was asking her if she thought the sister was we're actually gonna see the sister, because I don't know if I fully buy that. But I was like, I hope we do, because I want to see if she talks like him. So I didn't go parents, I just went sister, which
yeah,
still respectful. I don't know why he brought the parents
bring his parents into it.
into this. Then Shawn goes further and says, first off, I don't think anything's wrong with you. Adam's like, wait, what?
That's a
Something we're
crazy.
supposed to be.
That's a crazy way to intro this.
She was like, he was like, you are who you created yourself to be. God didn't make you, you did. And a lot of times when people use words like vibes, ripping it, cooked, they're simplifying it into one word because they don't have the vocabulary, or he is right here, emotional intelligence to describe what they're actually feeling. I'm like, Shawn. He woke up and was like, hello, violence, my old friend. Like,
Yeah,
that's who I'm choosing today. Adam is like, are you calling me low IQ? He says, no, like it's just my experience with people. And also, I said EQ. I didn't say IQ. And then Caitlin was like, well, you said his vocabulary. That's kind of everyone's like jumping in the same way they jumped on Nikki about the 5'5" comment, and it wasn't really what was said. He does his best, but no one's listening to that. When you have Paul exhaling in his, they're still insisting on calling it a secret viewing area. Do you know that maybe perhaps you have gone too far? Maybe just quit
yeah,
while you're
yeah.
at it? But no, it is Shawn best. He does what he does best. Shawn says, if I have friends who are using words to shortcut their actual emotions, I will make them say, tell me. Tell me what you are really feeling. Vibes can be describing of everything. I- okay. In the most sarcastic way possible, he does say, I'm sure you're a genius academically. But the question is, did you create a character around something you are protecting yourself from that keeps you from articulating your emotions accurately and to really go into being a real person?
I said, "Oh damn!" I said,
Oh,
did did he actually hit on something here? Is this
oh,
something?" Which
Dr.
I don't
Best.
listen. But why is it coming from Doctor Best, and why didn't it come from Paul and Doctor
Oh,
Lisa?
oh, please.
Like, Paul, Lisa, take a note from
It's a
Doctor.
TV show.
I mean, this is a question Paul and Lisa should have been asking, not Shawn, because I think Shawn's right. You know,
He is right. Oh, I didn't do the last line because I need you to explain what this last line meant. He started with parents, he's closing with parents. I don't think in 20 years, if you become like your parents, you will be talking like this. What does that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea what that means. Of like, what do you becoming your parents like? Because I mean, Adam said his parents don't talk like that. So is Shawn's like, you're not gonna talk like this in 20 years. I don't know. I'm not sure what he meant by that.
I mean,
Um,
it got a yikes out of me, but I was like, that sounds like parents are in here again. But what does that mean if you become like your parents? But yeah.
I have no idea. But like, yeah, I think Shawn's right because Adam is making this kind of like character of vibes. Because if vibes, full send, cooked is your whole persona and, vocabulary, you kind of do it in a because you want to kind of mask things. You want to be
Mhm.
entertaining and unique and kooky as you're saying these things, but you're also not really saying anything real when you're
Yeah.
doing these things. So I think Sean's got a point. I just don't think it was Sean's place to really ask this question or bring this up in this moment.
Yeah, I agree. I'll share my thoughts after I share Adam's response. It's just wrong messenger, right message. Like, first
Yep.
of all, they don't take him seriously, which is wild because he's the oldest guy there, and they just see him as a joke. And also I just wonder what prompted Shawn to choose today. Like, did Adam annoy him? Did something annoy him? Like, he's just like, I'm getting today is the day. Like, I'm gonna say something because I've had enough of this guy. Because everybody else is now using vibes, including Paz.
Hmm.
So, you know, Paul is like, oh, I just felt like I was listening to my father talk to me right there, like
Hmm.
basically scolded. Adam is like, I feel like I do have a robust vocab. The irony.
Yep.
I just prefer to use these words. He says it's how he communicates with his friends. How about at work, though? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
How do you communicate at work? In a confessional, all the restraints that Adam had at the dinner table went out the window, unless it's one of those people where it comes back afterwards. Like in the moment, you're too stunned to speak.
Mhm.
And he's like, I would never speak to anyone else unless they said something to me. He has only been incredibly nice to him this whole time. He is shocked. And for him to call him out when his relationship is in absolute shambles is ridiculous. Like they're fighting over ridiculous basic shit that is childish at their age shaming, and it's embarrassing to be acquainted with them. His wife Marissa says nothing. She
Yeah.
chuckles at the age part, but yeah.
She is like her reaction was a little like, I mean, he got it right though. Like you see it in her face of like, you got called out. Oh shit.
That's my
And
man.
and I think it's very interesting that this is the most emotion we've seen from Adam when he's being called out like this, when
Hmm.
he's being exposed, you might say, in
Hmm.
this way, for this to be the most animated he's been, for like the kind of mask to slip, maybe. I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, yeah, we hit on something.
He struck a nerve. He struck a
Hit
nerve.
something. Yep.
So, like I said, right? Was Shawn wrong? No, he wasn't wrong. But I also said last episode that there is nothing that comes out of Shawn's mouth that I do not take the wrong way. I can admit to that. I just read meaning into everything he says. And so to me, no, I think it's obvious to everyone. It came out condescending. It wasn't like it did not come from a place of care. It just didn't. And it came off like it was a dressing down. Y'all ain't cool enough. Why are you that invested? Like, yes, you guys are talking about it. Like everyone's making comments, but not this was a call outs to call all outs. And you're not friends enough to do that. And also you did that publicly. Like publicly that can be fun. Being called out is just not fun, right? So in some way I do see why Adam would be heated. It's just Shawn was not it. Felipe maybe, they're cool, but Shawn was not the
Yeah, I do.
person.
I think most of the bars that get thrown in these dinners are about relationships and are about
Mhm.
how you are in your relationship from the
Yeah,
outside. But this is like a personal attack, basically, of like, you talk weird. Why is that? Like, where did that come from?
confirm. Yeah.
It definitely felt out of place,
Yeah.
and you know, Paul tries to say like, well, he wasn't trying to shame Adam. He had good intentions, but it didn't really it didn't
It
come
did
off well.
not. I
Uh,
think that's the problem. They were
yeah,
not good intention. That's why I'm like, did we miss something?
yeah.
Shawn just felt like, nah, I'm gonna get this man today.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. Like, was there some other
Hang out.
confrontation from earlier? Because Adam will also go off on Felipe pretty
Yes.
soon. It's like, where did this come from? Like, where was this animosity at?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if we missed something or Shawn just decided to choose chaos or violence in that moment. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta tell you guys that the song playing after Adam had his confessional was I didn't come here to make friends. So
Yeah, there
just
you
so
go.
you
On
know.
the nose.
Because,
On
you
the
know, with
nose.
MAFS, if you miss the story, they will remind you in the song
In
lyric.
song.
So
Yeah.
Marissa says over time, like, she understands Adam and he can articulate himself well. And Shawn is like, cool. That was funny. That was it. And yeah, that was it for them. We move on to Cameron and Michelle. I literally have three lines. He takes over, shares how he had a shitty day, how he felt bad, but then she helped him. She didn't judge him. Everyone's like, that's great. That's cute. Creme de la creme. Chef's kiss. Paul is like, they're beautiful. And Cameron is just representing love. He doesn't want to say it, but he is showing it in action. And y'all know what I think, so I'm not going to repeat it. Any
Yawn.
thoughts?
No, I mean, so what are your beefs with Cameron and Michelle?
That they're not digging deeper. Like there's so with everyone else, right? They pick something like Paz has basically said, Mecca, your mom left you. Mecca and Beljalee, you don't have familial love. Oh, you're a self sabotager. Oh, you don't like yourself. You don't deserve love. This is one person that we've heard all this about, right? We have not done anything about that with Cameron and Michelle. And we know he came in here with no long term relationships, being scared of commitment, being scared of the passion leaving in 30 years, feeling like you might get sad, feeling that, oh, I don't want things to get bad. Like what happens when things get bad? Knowing that they don't have where they're going to live as your feelings are progressing. Yes, your dream has changed, but what is a tangible thing? What are you going to do about it? Like there are opportunities to dig deeper, but they're like, listen, we don't know about the rest of these people, we're investing in them. So you know what, good job, A for your effort, gold star, love you guys. And that's what I don't like if we're digging deep and going hard on other people across the board. And if they believe in them, like give them the tools. This is an opportunity now. So that's my beef.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I think Cam and Michelle have done some work. I think on their own, honestly, and not really prompted by experts to talk about things and to like really dig into things. Um, I also think they're so effusive in the praise for each other, they're probably throwing the experts off a little bit. But like, oh, so y'all don't got nothing for us? Okay, fine, cool. There's nothing screaming out that is an issue. Like we have screaming out with all the other couples of like big issue here, big issue here. So I think
Mhm.
they're content to just be like, okay, y'all good. We're gonna leave y'all alone. We got five other people to deal with, five other couples.
Yeah.
So y'all are good. And I also think it's kind of like, well, we definitely have to have a success story, and this is ours. So let's not push too hard on it.
Yeah. So that's my beef. Yeah. That too. So it's like we're not gonna rock the boat. We're just gonna
Mhm.
keep it because sometimes you go to therapy and then you bring up stuff and you have to deal with it. That might rock the boat that they're not ready to handle, and they're like, we're not gonna do that. We're just
Yeah,
gonna
I
let them
mean,
coast.
everybody else has the like glaring red flags to address. I don't think Cameron and Michelle's red flags are glaring enough for them to like have emergency address it. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So Bell, I said Bella. Well, yeah, someone calls her that. Paul? Belle. I don't like that he calls her Belle. Belle Jolie is her name until she says otherwise.
Oh,
But
everybody calls her Belle.
okay. By the way, guys, Belle Jolie has joined Cameo. So if you want a message from her,
Oh, buddy. Okay.
then go for it. Mecca says the connection and the bond is getting deeper and stronger, and it's surprising to him because he didn't see it coming. She says things are comfortable in a good way. Shawn asks, have you guys said the L word to each other? Um, once I had Nicole on and she said that people prompt things on the side, like they have things up there and they're telling them.
Uh-huh.
And I just wonder if this is so heavy during this group dinners. Like, how do they know who's going next? How do they know what to prompt? Because does I think Shawn might care. They've gone on double dates with Mecca and Beljalee. Like, have you said the L word? But it's just interesting to me. Like, after having all that with Adam, does he still have the energy to still facilitate conversations?
I don't know.
For that. They said they have not said the L word. They have love for each other, but they're not in love. And someone says, how long do you need to be married to know you love someone? I'm like,
Which was such a weird comment.
such a weird.
I think Shawn said that. And I'm just like, that's I know y'all are in a unique position, a unique
Yeah.
situation, but that's not a thing that normal people think about. Like
Think about yeah.
I should already be in love if I'm married. Like he said it as if it's a
No, yeah,
normal question to ask normal people. Like, what do you mean?
I would have said 6 hours. Now what? He says, she said, when I feel it, I feel it. Like there's lots of pressure around saying it, but when I look around, I'm realizing like you're actually doing it. Mecca shares that, they made a big decision that they're going into decision day saying yes. Not sure things might be the same when we go further along, but as of
Uh,
that moment,
I
they were
found that
going in
I found it
synchronous.
interesting. Age and I were talking about it on our podcast, The Perfect Match, which also talks about Married at First Sight. Um, about old era maths, they would never let you say that. They would never let you be like, "We're saying yes on decision day." They would edit it out if you said it. But here, they're just like, and I do wonder if they put this in here for a reason, because is it
Mm,
going to change? Like, is it
mm.
because of what happens a little bit? Is that going to change? Because we see them being uh so forthright in their decision. Yeah, we're so good. We're going to say yes on decision day. Does it tank from here in a week? From here to
Yeah.
decision day, where someone's going to be a no?
Yeah, I can see that, but also in the spirit of the show changing, there's also every week they ask you, do you want to say yes? Do you want to say no? So it's open
They only did that
conversation
once.
now.
They only did that once, apparently, in this
Maybe they didn't show
season.
it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, every time they had the group. Yeah, because last time it was like, do you want to get out? But then they only asked one couple.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's true. So Shawn and Nikki, Shawn says like he was so far from a yes weeks ago, and now he's much closer to a possible yes. And all the smirks begin. And that's what I mean. Like, I get it, but I'm annoyed. Like, guys, don't smirk. I don't want them to do that to them. And then he says, we were vibing on the terrace. Adam says, nope, you can't use that word. Nope. He's like, that's right. You're right. He says they still need to grow, but they're having conversations that they should have had week one. And then Adam is like, now is my time for my lick back. I will be chiming in. He's like, oh, so you guys were struggling the first 9 or 10 days, and then it felt like overnight they went to therapy, you came up with strategies, and now you're doing so perfect. Like, I don't know if I buy it. For example, you're sitting 16 feet apart from each other. And guys, I want to point out there was a bird's eye view of it, and they were both directly across from Michelle and Cameron. They're also 16 feet apart. Are we saying that their marriage is in trouble? You know?
Adam's grasping at any straw he can. Like, look at you, you're 60 feet apart. He's grasping at straw because he is trying to get his lick back, like you said. It's like, now you've activated me.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming for your ass.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I was annoyed because I'm all like, wait, do we feel that way about Devin and Caitlin? Do we feel that way? Some people turned it around, but later on, yes, they do feel that way. So I felt better about it because I'm like, you're not gonna pick on just them, even though you're right, but still. Um, so another thing I noticed when I paused to look at the 16 feet, because that's what I do. I was looking at their food and the varying degrees of how much food was eaten because, again, it was a bird's eye view. Mecca, Michelle, Cameron cleared their plates, clean, nothing on there. Felipe and Caitlin, they had a little left. Shawn, Marissa, Nikki, and Adam, they had quite a lot left on their plates.
Hey, Tay, we out here, we out here looking at food on the plate. You way into your job. You're like, let me see. You eat all your food with you there, mother. You gotta eat all your food for the night. Who knows? You could have had something to eat before they got there and they wasn't hungry. Leave those people alone, Tay.
According to Mecca, I don't put ketchup on my eggs, so I'm not weird.
You're not worthy.
Not weird at all. Um, he says that he hasn't seen intimacy, love, or connection between them. And Shawn says, because all you've been exposed to is all you know.
And
Last night I got some 69. You don't know that.
he has, like, Shawn has a point there, because it's like,
Yes.
yes, I'm not like you, Adam, who feels the need to perform and kiss all up on my partner, do all
Yeah.
this and that. Would he like to with Nikki? I'm sure, but Nikki ain't having that. So
Yeah.
it, yes, you don't see that because you see me every so often. You're not living.
Yeah.
You're not living this with me. You ain't see me swinging in the middle of my hallway last night. Okay. um,
But I do think what Adam is trying to say is like they just don't have chemistry. Like
yeah,
you
I
see
mean,
them
and
and you're just like, mm,
that's kind of what everybody says. Like, yeah, we
yeah,
don't see it. Like, if Shawn wasn't so terrible
Shawn.
and
Oh, okay.
weird, I would almost feel bad for him
Yeah,
because, like, they're kind of dogpiling on him in this moment.
yeah,
But he's Shawn, so I don't feel bad about it.
yep. Michelle is like, because of course she got to talk. I'm honest. If I'm being honest, I'm not getting romantic vibes from you guys. But Nikki, I'll let you speak.
Let me speak.
I'm like, am I doing too much? Should I just let it? Like, what do you mean?
You will let me speak. I don't get permission from you to speak, little girl.
Okay, little girl.
Little girl. Okay, you don't tell me I can speak. I was like, how dare she say I'm gonna let you speak?
Yes.
That was assumed, Michelle, because you don't say when I get to speak.
Yes. Like,
Whoa,
but she's like, but based off your body language, I am not getting the sense that he's your person. Like, not that you don't have chemistry, that he's your person.
yeah.
Nikki was like, yeah, I know how the pendulum has been swinging, but but all the healthy stuff they are practicing has led to things accelerating their ability to connect with each other. I'm like,
See,
oh,
when you start using the all the words, that's
yeah,
when you start not buying it. I'm
yeah,
like, oh, see, yeah, you're doing too much now.
yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna say it." I didn't think she planned on sharing, but she's like, "We reached a level with the intimacy piece, and it was very nice."
That's what I'm saying, right? Because in group session, they were
Yeah.
putting the pressure on. So now she's like, just so everybody knows, so that everybody can give me my brownie points. I let him do some stuff to me. And I did some stuff to him. Okay. So y'all can get off my back about the intimacy stuff. We did something. Not all the somethings, but we did something.
That's so.
Okay.
I
And
mean, then she's
now Shawn is much more calm and much more
released,
released,
relaxed.
pliable. Because listen, he talking about he was fasting for months. Like, no wonder
Oh,
you've been
please,
so crazy. Okay.
please, we believe that that man be like this horn dog. Please, please.
So what you do in the shower? I'll be out in a minute.
Sean looks like a "what you wearing" text
Where
type dude.
where my hug at? You
Where
know?
you at?
Where
Ugh.
my hug at? Where's my hug?
Yeah, you gotta give me a church hug now. Anyways,
Come here, girl.
Nikki says, so I think it's possible the sparks are flying now. The sparks are not flying. She just
Come
thinks
on,
it's possible they may fly. This is
girl.
bad.
You're not fooling anybody.
Oh my
Stop it.
god. Mecca should have just sat there and ate his dinner. Oh wait, he did eat his dinner, but he chimed in.
He's part of the clean plate club, okay?
He is. He chimed in and was like, "Not gonna lie, I don't see the physical attraction. Who asked you? Who asked you, Mecca?" And then she's like, "No, I'm growing in physical attraction to him." And he goes, "Oh, I know, because I wasn't attracted to Belle when we first met." I groaned out loud. Because
This
why?
this motherfucker. Like,
Why?
how dare you?
Oh,
How dare you, sir? First of all,
oof.
because as we talked about, you don't have to tell
You
the
do
whole truth
not.
all the time.
Especially since you're good now.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Paul and Dr. Lisa should have just walked out from the back, like, all right, get up.
Not so secret anymore. Get
Get
out.
up. Get up. This is not happening. Let's go. You're out. You're done. Because why would you say that? Why would that be something that you think should come out of your mouth
Yeah,
in
in
front of your
front of
spouse,
everybody.
in front
Oh,
of anybody, right?
oh,
It
that was.
I've been saying all season, this feels like an Eris and a Jasmine situation. Where it's just like, we don't know what's going on in this man's head, why this man is not attracted to this woman. It's something we don't know. I think we do get a little bit of a hint
We're gonna get
next
there.
episode.
We're gonna
Uh,
get there.
but for him to say that out of his mouth is just so bizarre and wild. And he's been doing this all season, where it's just like there are these moments where, like,
Yeah.
it's not every day where you can point to something and say that right there is self sabotage. Like, Paul and Lisa should have stopped. Should have come out there and said, "Pause,
Hmm.
pause everything. You see what just happened? This is a teaching moment for all of you.
Hmm.
This is self sabotage at work, right here.
Yeah.
There's no other way to spin that. It's just like, wow, you really don't want this to work.
Is it self sabotage, or this is a lifestyle for Mecca? Like, this is just. I don't even think he realizes, because
No,
this is his problem: is he never knows when to stop. He just says things. And apparently there's some disturbing video with him and his dad. I just didn't click play because I just couldn't do it.
yeah, I watched it.
And
It's bizarre. It's a conversation about manscaping
oh,
your private parts.
are you watching Big Brother?
I am, but I don't
Oh,
know what you're talking about.
not time. Chuck. Okay, go ahead.
I don't
Go
know
ahead.
what specifically about Chuck you're talking
Oh, okay. Go
about.
ahead.
But So in the video, they're talking like Logic is going to be cutting Mecca's hair apparently.
The
And
blonde hair.
yes, and then the conversation turns to, "Do you want me to cut the other hair?" Yeah, and then there's this whole conversation about, "Do you manscape? You need to manscape, this and that. I can cut it for you. I can do it for you." It's very bizarre and weird. I understand they think it's a comedy routine, but it's very odd.
Hmm. I mean, it's on par with Logic's video, but I think like that's a lot of the things that Mecca needs to unpack that now
Oh yeah.
it's spilled over to social cues. I don't think he realizes he knows, and it's spilling over to this relationship, and Beljolie is suffering for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the fact that like, I think Logic's Logic and Mecca's relationship
Hmm.
informs a lot of what Mecca does out in the real world.
Yes.
Because it feels like Logic puts his son down to kind of
Yes.
portray himself as the alpha in this
Yes.
father son relationship. Like you ain't better than me, boy. I
It's
always
like
remember,
competing.
yeah, always remember you're below me.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like that's the kind of behavior that is transferring over to this relationship with Belle. Like he feels like he has to like neg her almost to
Mhm.
be like, yeah, don't forget where you are. Don't forget I'm not as attracted to you as you are to me. Blah 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 blah. So it's bizarre for him to come out with this, but I feel like it's part of his learned behavior.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of work that Mecca he's doing himself before he gets into any real relationship, as we can see. And the fact that
Yes.
Mecca is so he's so open, he's so free with his traumas of the past. Like it's just wild. Anything that Belle says to him, he weirdly turns it around and makes it a part of his like traumas so easily and so freely. It's like wow, like we weren't even talking about that, and you
Took
turned it
that
around to
there.
make it part of your trauma. Like as I think after the was it the group session where
The
she's
group
like,
session. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put these paws on. He's like, hey, I'm used to it. Women hit me a lot. Like whoa,
Yeah.
okay,
I
a
that's
lot.
the thing. That's the thing about being on TV is like you get the opportunity to see yourself. And I always say this: if nothing comes out of this, I hope you get to see this and you realize, oh, I need to make some changes. But then
I
if you
love
see it and you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm cool. Oh, that's
yeah, I'd love to know the explanation from Mecca's side because I think Mecca will say, "Yes, I wasn't attracted to you that much at the altar, but hey, we're good now because I've grown in my attraction to you." Right? I think he'll
you're
try it.
welcome. He's thinking
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I think he'll try and spin it that way of like, but no, I've gotten to know you, so I'm much more attracted now. But the fact that you go, the way he said it was just like,
Yeah. Not the level. Yeah. So, like Jason said earlier, they are having a conversation. She was like, "You were not physically attracted to me," and she's whispering. I'm kind of grateful that she whispered. I just didn't want it to be public conversation to
yeah,
make it worse because everyone was on 10, so they would have just
they
blown
would have
that out of.
sent in the wolves of like, oh,
Yes.
we sell fresh meat. Let's get on this. The fact that
Yeah.
they let that go, that the whole room let his comment go,
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
surprising to me as well.
I'm grateful.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then that's when he says all the I was thinking, okay, this girl is pretty, she looks good, is she pretty enough for me? And then he shook his head. Like mm. And she was like, got it. And then he just keeps going. And in the confessional, she's like, this is already hunting us the entire experience. So why are you even saying this? That be the question, Beljolie. That is the question. Why? She says that that's the comment that she has to regulate, and he doesn't really think about how to say things. And that was a slap in the face to her.
yeah, we've had this theme all season for a lot of these women, just kind of like taking it, taking it, taking it, and then eventually they're like, all right, I'm not gonna take this no more. So I
And
hope
yeah,
I hope Bella's at her breaking point with him of like, all right, we got to address this head on. This is a problem,
yeah.
and but we see it doesn't get much better in the preview because
Hmm.
in the preview for the next drop, apparently the problem is the chesticle area.
Is it though? Because we okay, wait. Is it wrong that he was not attracted to her at first? No. But everything else about that was wrong. You didn't have to say it. Why did you say it that way? It was so flippant. Like, it's just, why is she finding out this way? Like, again, if you had to say it, she didn't have to find out this way. And it was just like, just not cute at all.
I mean,
But for,
I think she knew that already, right? But it's the fact that he says it out loud like that, like just free like that. I'm like, oh, okay, like you're gonna say this again? Like as she said, this has been haunting us the whole time, and now you're still just out here talking about it.
yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw, for anyone who missed it, the ex that he spoke about, earlier in the season, that went to play ball internationally, all of a sudden came out and made a statement. It was like, oh, everyone's been telling me that, my ex is on a show. And, she wished him the best, and, she shared details of what happened. And, they're all in the comments. Mecca says facts. I'm like,
Is
okay.
it the same ex we know that he was talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
The timing of her video with this episode is just, I don't know how to say, it's just so on par with everything about the season. With all the social media, with all of the things, I'm like, we're in like episode 15. He mentioned this ex a long time ago. How is this just coming out now? And now you give the internet fodder, they will take it and they will run. So the commentary is like, he really wasn't attracted to Belle because his type is really white women. This ex is a white woman. And he just should have told the expert that that's what he wanted. Someone on the internet said, so this whole time his type was Caitlin Clark. He should have just said that. And yes. So
I what you said about them running with it is the perfect encapsulation of
yeah.
this. I was like,
Mhm.
I think the fact that his ex was a white woman doesn't mean anything to me. It
Yes.
means he could have several different types he's attracted to. Like that's
Yes.
all that means to me. Like the fact that they're running like, oh, he only likes white women. That's what this means. Like I don't think that's what
Yeah.
it means at all. Like I have attractions to just several different types of women. Like
Yeah.
it's that's crazy to me that people would run with that and say that. I do think that his and the fact that the ex came out and didn't even give any good tea, I was just like, why are you here? She's
But
basically
that's what
like,
I mean. That's why I said it's on par with the season. Is like, of all the episodes, like maybe the episode when she was mentioned,
yeah.
maybe
Well,
something, but it had to be this one.
I was waiting, and she was like, "Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
I know my ex is on Made at First Sight," and she talks about the fact that she was tutoring kids, and she brought him around the kids, and they had a great time with him, and blah blah blah. I'm like, where's the drama? Where's the mess? Like, why are you here? Like, there was no drama, no
Wasn't
mess.
that
Like, all right,
funny?
I guess he's a cool guy. I guess fine.
Yeah.
But then for me to be like, "Oh, he only likes white women," I was like, I don't think that's the case. I really
I
don't.
mean, there's been worse said. There's been all this talk about his sexuality. So it's just, again, the world that we live in. So
Exactly. So yeah, that was crazy. I do think what he says in the next drop about the
the
breasts,
testicles.
I think might be the thing he is his problem.
You don't think it's a fake out?
No, I don't. I think that's legit.
Oh no,
Because
Belle
like, what else could it
Jolie.
be? What else could it be? Right? Like
I mean, we never know. Like, we still don't know about what's her name? Eris
Eris and Jasmine. Yeah,
Jasmine. Yeah, we still, it could be anything. Men.
I know, but I do think. 'Cause, I mean, the fact that he goes. Because it's kind of choppy, but Adam goes, what if she wants? What if she can get fake implants?" She's like,
Implants.
I don't think she's gonna do that." As in, like, I would if I thought she was down with it, but I don't think she'd go for it.
I mean, I think the other part of it is like, he's saying all these things, making all these comments, but never hesitates to tell us that they're having all the sex in the world, which doesn't mean anything, but still, it's just.
Have they been saying that? I don't think they've been saying exactly that.
Yes, when Paz went with the V's, he was like, "Oh,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
that's
yeah,
taken care of."
yeah.
And then when she was like, "Oh, I didn't get no peen," and then
Oh
he want me to go on.
no, I don't. Um, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think he just really put his foot in his mouth because I do think he's attracted enough to her now
Oh, don't say the enough.
to stay married to her and be happy. I think that's what he's trying to intimate of like, yeah, but I've gotten over it and I find you attractive now. Like, I don't mind your insufficiencies, you know?
Please.
I think that's something crap he would say. But
Oh,
for him to really boil it down to something like that just shows more of the emotional immaturity that he is displaying. Because
like, even
that
even talking about your wife that way, like even
Yeah.
if, why does Adam
Ugh, it's
have
wild.
to know? Anyways, yeah.
It's wild. And
Uh,
the fact that in the preview she also goes, like the Nick, I'm trying
mhm.
to like the Nikki outside of this experience wouldn't take that.
The Belgially.
I'm sorry, why do I keep getting these people mixed up? The Belgially outside of this would not accept that type of behavior. So I was like,
Yeah.
so why are you accepting it now? Like that's what I've always kind of felt about Belle in
Yeah.
this season. Like a little bit of it is like kind of like a Nikki, trying to keep it cute. Because I mean, when they had that discussion about being out too late, she's like,
Mm,
"Why do we have to talk about this now?" Like, AKA, like, why
yeah.
in front of the cameras? Like, I don't want to talk about this in front of the cameras. So yeah, the fact that she said that of like, oh, the Nikki outside of this, I say Nikki, the Belle outside of this
Well,
wouldn't take that. It's like,
I mean, do we believe her though? Because I kind of feel like she seems non-confrontational
but I
to
think her
me.
non-confrontationalism might be part of her trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it calm. Because that to me spoke of I'm trying to keep it cool for y'all out there on out there.
But also this experiment again, pressure cooker is completely different, and it's just like you have to remember it's not normal. Nothing about it is normal. And allegedly, "Oh, I'm trying something I never tried before," but then they all do the same things.
Exactly.
Caitlin and Devin. Devin says they're great. They're headed in the right direction. They need to bring the romance back. And then Caitlin says, I have definitely pulled back on physical intimacy since Cancun. Um, when I was on your Patreon, I mentioned like this season tells us things versus showing us things. And my head was in a swivel because I was like, wait, there was physical intimacy, but then further along, there's talk of no physical intimacy. So I don't know what this means.
I wonder if it means there was some kissing on the honeymoon and now there's no kissing.
Okay, you know what it is, Caitlin.
Yeah, I
I jumped
mean,
the gun.
she's that like that low on on the affection totem pole where it's like I was kissing him at least on the honeymoon. Now we're not kissing at all. Now I'm not even saying goodbye to him when I leave the house.
Okay, because she's saying physical intimacy, and my okay, let's
Your
just
mind's
go
in the
down.
gutter at all times, Tane. We know this about you.
Always. So you ain't gonna shame me, Dr. Best. So she says she wants to feel safe and connected. He says he feels hopeful, but you can't commit when you don't even know what half of it looks like. And I'm like, this is the thing with Devin, right? Devin, Mr. Good Guy, Mr. Committed. And then he comes here and he's just like, well, I'm not gonna be played. I'm not, he has like this aura about him, and it feels like Caitlyn gets blindsided because then she has that look again where it looks like she's disassociating. Like she's just like, really? Again? And he's like, well, if nothing advances, then it's gonna be a no. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, the way Devin chooses to go about things is kind of wild to me because he portrays this, Mr. Nice Guy, to everybody else, to her father, and seemingly to her when they are in these, one-on-one moments. But then he gets out here in public and starts acting a fool. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? And I, in a way, don't blame Caitlyn for being like, why are you switching up all the time? Because
Yeah.
I don't feel good when you switch up with me like this. And that conversation they had after the last group dinner, where she was like, you say nothing but bad things about me when we're in public, like when we're in these meetings, but you are like forgetting the positives.
Yeah.
She gave the great example of the EDM fest. Like that was the best day we've had. There were no cameras here. I just think Devin is so in his head, so thinking him too
He
hard
has
about
a
everything.
picture and
Yeah.
it's not matching, and so therefore it is bad.
Yeah. And I feel like that's part of what's really pushing her away. So while I do blame her for, because I think she would have had this slow burn with anyone, I do think Devin's constant pressure, while not trying to pressure, is affecting her.
I think is it the pressure while not pressuring her or his inconsistency? So away from it, he's saying all these things, but then something comes alive at the dinner party and he's just a different person. It's like his outlet to lay everything bare, and that's which one is his true self.
Yeah.
We don't
Good
know.
point.
Felipe says, like, I don't know, I wouldn't stay married to someone without having sex with them first. And then Felipe asks, well, let me ask everybody, would you marry someone if you hadn't hooked up with them yet? I'm like, you guys, how old are you? Well, 28, but still. Adam is like, well, I mean, yeah, like I could. And Adam asks, like, are you even ready to get married to Felipe? And I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. Whack him again.
Mm-hmm. Get him
And
again.
and this is a part where Jason was talking about at the top of the episode. Like they're saying get married, not stay married, because
Yeah, they go
that
back and forth
ship has
because
sailed.
sometimes they say stay and sometimes they say get. So it's like I think
Hmm.
y'all are not consistent
Yeah.
in sticking to your story.
Hmm. But it's Felipe, so it's funny. Ha 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 ha. No one's really like, going in yet. Caitlin says that is a childish answer to say I'm not going to stay married to you if we haven't fucked. Peacock, baby. She
Mhm.
says they have all been around the block, so she feels confident in her ability. She is
Hey,
not worried about that.
she gonna put it on him.
I mean, she says the same thing about Devin too. I'm like, okay. He says, well, I mean, with sex, like you can work on an inadequate sex life, but if people don't like to do the things you like to do, then it could be a roadblock and then make you go look for it somewhere else. Then that's not healthy. She goes, that
Ooh,
is an insane answer. And this is the thing, and this is what this dinner party does. It just makes people word vomit, I guess. Like you could have stopped
yep.
two punctuations ago, but they keep going.
And he really tried to pick this up. He's like, I'm not saying that I would do that. I'm saying that other people in general might go look for it somewhere else if they're not getting it at home. That's just about people, not me, about people.
People
It's
in general.
like, no, man, it's too late. You already said the thing. You already did it.
Mecca's like, why would you be upset for him for asking that? Mecca, eat your dinner. Like, stop talking. And
Boy,
she's,
your cold rolls are too tight. You need to let those things out. They are affecting your brain.
oh man, she says, well, that attitude is piss poor. She says, like, the mentality is crazy, especially when you have been cheated on in the past, and she is visibly annoyed. And I just want to update you guys. Like, at this point, when they came back in this segment, everyone's plate is full. So basically, we are not going in order of
Now,
how
see,
they are showing it to us.
what they need to start doing, right? Since Tane's out here being the food detective, you know how they got all the solid colored goblets for the
Goblets,
drinks,
not yes.
and you start putting everything in a covered dish, and y'all just be over your food as you eat, so nobody can see how much of your food you ate, so we can't track where this is in the conversation. Because we got food detectives like Tane out here
I'm
tracking
saying,
everybody's food.
I'm saying because they got the goblets right because they want continuity to be like right. They forgot about the food. We got
They didn't
eyes here.
listen. They didn't count on you, Tane. They didn't count on you being so precise as you are.
Never count me out.
Little did you
Uh,
know they went for seconds. Okay, Tane. So that's their second dish.
But that makes it funnier because that means like we started with Devin and Caitlin and they show them all the way at the end. And I'm like, so then again, who pissed who off? And that means that Adam was already hyphy starting from the beginning. It wasn't Shawn.
Yeah.
So all that is so fascinating to me. So that's why I'm looking at the food just to see what's going on. And there goes Paz. But I mean, Devin is making a fair point.
Devin.
And she's reacting to the wrong part. I'm
Lisa,
like,
just say you want to have Devin and just leave it at that. Okay. You don't need to keep, this man's job. Like everything the group therapy session where Caitlin's like, see, he's wearing his little mushroom socks. He tried to be funny. Lisa's like, I saw that. I saw that. I see it. I saw it too. I'm like, girl, get off this man's track, please.
oh, I always joke that Paz. She's the best ad libber we have this season. Yes, yes. I saw that. I know.
Right. Yes, Paul. Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, we round things up with Felipe and Tori. Um he says that he wants to be with Tori. The same thing we've been hearing yesterday, today, since the day that he met her. His life is so much better since he realized that and he's committed to her. Oh my god. Mecca says today,
There you are.
tonight. Mecca's so annoying. But Adam comes in and says, let's get this straight. You went to therapy and now everything's all good and you're choosing her?
For as much as Adam has talked about how he's gone to therapy, this man poo poos therapy and all the things like he tells Nikki and Shawn. So you're telling me, bro, that you went to therapy, bro, and things are all cool and vibes now, bro? It's like, okay, Mister, I went to therapy to deal with my
To
breaking up
break
with
up with
women.
people?
Yeah. He's just really poo pooing therapy now. You're telling me you went to therapy and sorted things out? That's crazy.
Impossible.
Impossible.
He says, Felipe, that is, he didn't want to dump all his positive feelings on her, but Adam and Cam are not buying it. They're like, nah, nah. Adam asked Tori, like, okay, you're here for a husband, right? She's supposed to answer that, I guess. And you have a lot going for you. You have a good job. You're beautiful. And you have this clown. He said clown, guys, over here, week over week, saying he can't decide if he wants to be single. How are you still here letting him yap? Oh my God.
Wow.
What did we miss?
What did we miss? What did Felipe do to Adam? I was like, wow, he went hard on this man. And I was waiting for Marissa to be like,
What's
excuse me.
going on?
Because Adam's like, you're beautiful. You got a great job. Like, Adam, are you feeling Tori over here? Is that what's happening right now? Because you really giving her a lot of compliments over here. Um, and Tori, for her part, I just don't know if she ever just doesn't respond or
Nope, stoic blank face. She don't care. She's checked out.
yeah, I don't know if it's the Botox or what's happening because her face is always like
Are we done yet?
it's
Like,
frozen.
all right. You guys remember that Adam and Felipe, they're so close. He's supposed to be their threesome partner with him and Marissa.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
So I don't know where this came from. So she says, like, of course, there's going to be a breaking point, and then he cuts her off. Felipe, that is, cuts off Tori, and he was like, "Well, I wasn't talking like I had a wife, and I needed Paul to get me to that point." And Adam is not letting up. He says again, "You went to therapy for 30 minutes, and now it's all good." And he was like, "Ugh, me saying like I'm sleeping with other women was just more of that you can do whatever you want. That was clear again to you. You keep saying these things. It's not obvious to everyone." And Mecca was like, well, the mistake is, again, Mecca gotta talk. Mecca's like, the mistake is not telling her in private. And Cam is like, neither of this is the important part.
Cam
Um,
Cam does not wake up until these group these group dinners, and I'm like, what? Cam comes out hard on these dinners. It's wild to me.
when you said the introvert part, I was like, not at the dinner.
Out
Coach
of the
Cam
dinner,
comes to play.
boy, he come out.
Cam says the important part is, do you still feel that way? Again, he says, right now, I want to be with Tori. And what about tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know what will happen a month, a year from now. And this is why Tori cannot see the change. Because
Felipe,
that was what she said specifically, was that you still sound the same like you did last time. So you're not changing. Like, again, how about you say right now I want to be with Tori and shut up? Like,
don't
just
even.
going with him.
No, he needs to erase the term right now. He needs to erase the term today. He needs to erase those from his vocabulary. I really like Tori. End of story. Don't answer any questions about the future because these people are coming at him
Yeah.
and they want like, what about tomorrow? But
Yeah.
I really like Tori. I'm
Yeah.
really happy Tori is my wife. I really, really like her. That's all I gotta say. That's
Yep.
it. But they needle him so much. They get him so flustered. He gets the right now. Like, no, no, don't keep saying right now because that implies that it could change in the future.
I
What
mean,
you're feeling today in this moment. You don't need
no.
to say in this moment. You don't need to say right now. Just say I really like Tori.
They can't do that. The hypocrisy in this group is so
Oh,
wild because
running rampant.
Mecca saying the mistake is not telling her in private. This is a man who just blurted out that he wasn't attracted, to his
Or
wife.
or he did it later. Who knows? We haven't seen the food situation on those two different moments. See, you can have said that after he said this.
Don't use my observations against me. um
Was it chicken halfway eaten, or was it fresh liver on the plate? We don't know.
Wait, so Marissa says, I would never stand for all the things that he has said. I'm like, yes, guys, Marissa is the one saying she would never stand for that. Michelle says it feels like he signed up for dating at first sight. Like, are you ready to be married to someone like this? Y'all catch that? So hard no, not good with it. Paz says, there you go. She's finally taking a position and not letting Felipe call the shots. I was like, wait, I thought she took a position. Well, okay, I
He
don't know
did.
what she's seeing in her secret viewing place.
Spy Shack.
So, what would you say if today was decision day? And he's like, with my feelings, I would say yes. In a confessional, Felipe says, I would have liked a little more defense of me when everyone was coming at me. And I didn't hear a single time. Felipe has actually changed a little bit. Being partnered is defending your partner a little bit, especially when you see that what they're saying is not true. Y'all, the silence. The silence was deafening. What a
I mean,
queen.
the way she just looked off into space,
What a
like,
queen.
well, it's nice to want things.
We can't always get what we want, So, I mean, she already
Ooh.
told you, I am not taking this on. This is a you problem.
And you still haven't learned
Yeah.
because they needled him so much. They got him to say what he wasn't supposed to say.
Yeah.
Like, today, I'm good. I don't know about the future. Like, you're not supposed to say that anymore. You're not thinking about the future
Yeah.
anymore. You're thinking about right now. I think Paul should have worked with him a little more. Just be like, don't say the words right now. Don't say the words today.
Yeah.
You took it a little too literally,
Yeah.
Felipe. You're supposed to just say, I am enjoying my time with Tori. Things are going well. I feel good about her. All you got to say. That'll make her
That's
feel
it.
so much better. Not
Yeah.
the right now, I feel good about her. Today, I feel good about her. That does not imply confidence in the future. Those things that you say.
And then following up by tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to feel like. What?
Ugh, stop.
Then Coach Cam says, tag me in, coach.
Ugh.
I just believe, honestly, this side of the table should not be married. For clarity, guys, this side is Nikki and Shawn, Caitlin and Devin, Tori and Felipe. They were like, all of them? He goes, all of them. All of them. None of them should be married.
Yeah, talk about a bad take. Like, Cameron, you are basically surrounded on all sides with couples that should not be married. And you're going to call out the other side of the table? Like, and in quarantine, none of y'all should be married. Because Cam Michelle, you fake. um,
But yeah, I mean, that was the end of the episode. They ended with Coach Cam, and then we get a preview of the couples retreat, and we've talked a little bit about that. And I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. Like, how much more can Belle Jolie take? I just
I mean, listen, couples retreats are quite a spectacle
fun.
every season. So we're going to see some fireworks, I believe.
We are the games. They're gonna play the games.
Oh, Lord.
Felipe is like, who the fuck cares what everybody
Who
thinks?
cares? It's like chopping at the bit. Like, who cares? Everybody else thinks. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So good.
So it's been a long one, but y'all need to expect that.
Yeah.
But we gotta
I'm,
still do it.
I'm
Who
a
has
gabber. I'm a gabber. Everyone knows that.
who has your bouquet for
Oh, my
this episode?
bouquet. Everyone behaved so badly this episode, these drops.
You can give it to no one.
Oh,
Free
no, I don't
will.
want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Let's give it to Well 80, the restaurant that Caitlin and Devin met up with her dad at. Looked pretty tasty, honestly.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay. So at the beginning of the episode, I had been like, oh, this Caitlin and Devin, they had a turnaround. This is great. They get along with their dad. And then that happened at the dinner table. And I was like, nah, that's not going to be it. So it's going to be Tori. Her silence during the confessional was golden. I just, chef's kiss, loved it, appreciated. You will not emotionally manipulate me into defending you. I don't believe it. And I'm not saying anything. So that was it.
Yikes, bro. Yikes. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Who has your ashes?
I should go to Mecca. Because, I mean, you had, like, they didn't do much this episode. They had that one moment in the dinner, but that one moment spoke volumes. Like, the fact that you've gone this far into this and think that saying something like that is cool and appropriate is
Yeah.
wild talk. So Mecca gets my ashes. How about you?
Okay. I was gonna give it to Mecca, but usually I have runners up, so just in case my guest chooses the same person, I can divvy it up a bit. And this is not gonna help me one bit, but I'm gonna give it to Michelle and Cameron. I'm sorry. Because
Wow.
this is not going to help me. No, Mecca for sure, because that was just wild. I just, how much more can you give to this girl? And it's just ridiculous. And sir, you have not braided your hair. You have no leg to stand on right here. Like, I regret saying that I find Mecca to be the most attractive groom because, not boost his ego.
I
anymore
love
than it
how
is.
you are. I love how you were so focused on his hair this whole season.
No, I hate it. Like, stop. But yes, so yes, it's going to Michelle and Cameron only because like everyone's doing it. I mean, Adam could get it too, but it was funny. Yes, because from the very beginning, they're like, oh, these couples, they're coming to bullshit us. They're coming to say all this. I just don't like that vibe coming into this. Yes, it's what it is now, but it was just more and more. And then she told Nikki, I'll let you talk. And then Cameron said, oh, this side of the table should not be married. Who you is, sir? You've been married for 4 weeks.
So weird.
So, yeah, I'm going to give it to them.
Okay,
My ashes.
I feel that.
Take your time, guys. Be kind, if you disagree.
Yeah.
I said what I said. All right. As always, Jason, it was fun. I
Yes.
will, try to have you in the next 6 months again sometime.
Hey, listen, I don't show up often, but when I do, it's gonna be a long one. So
It's a banger.
the bang.
All right. Share with people where they can find you.
I don't know if you've heard or not, folks out there, but I co-host a podcast called A Perfect Match with my co-host Asia Welch. We talk about the show Married at First Sight. If you might be familiar, you could be. But unlike Tane, we take it. We don't got time like Tane got. We do it every drop. We do one podcast every drop. We also have a Patreon where you do bonus content where we dig a little more into things. Talk about social media, take questions take feedback from our people on the Patreon. So that floats your boat. Come on over there to the Patreon as well, and chat up with us. When we're in the off season of new seasons, we do old seasons. We're in the middle of a season 12 rewatch until this season interrupted us, but we're going back to season 12 rewatch once the season is over. We also have rewatches of seasons 1, 10, 11, all in the books. So if any of that floats your boat, come on over and check it out. You can also catch me on The Good Pod with me and Marissa Garza as we rewatch the show The Good Wife. It's a little bit of a passion project for me. It's not something that anyone's clamoring for, but we enjoy it. We have fun. Tane's been on it. She had fun when she was on. So check that out if that floats your boat as well. And that's where you can find me.
Yes, you guys know where to find me. Tain Talks, anywhere you prefer on your social media. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.
What if your bed felt like a luxury beachside resort every single night? That's Care Aloha. Care Aloha bamboo sheets and bedding are designed for incredible softness. In fact, Oprah Daily says Care Aloha sheets are like slumbering at a luxe beachside resort. And Good Morning America calls them softer and cooler than cotton. If better sleep is calling your name, start with Care Aloha bamboo sheets. Sleep cooler, softer, and better with Care Aloha. Go now to carealoha.com. That's CARILOHA.com and try Care Aloha bamboo sheets with free shipping over $100 and a 100-night trial.